bit of an understatement.
First time in my whole adult life. It's amazing.
They got the mojo right now.
It's been 24 years. That was when I was last at the playoffs. I'm going to be here.
Their first playoff game is tomorrow against the Detroit Tigers. You can hear on 710 Seattle Sports. And T-Mobile Park is rolling out a new specialty menu for the Mariners playoff run. KIRO 7 TV's Monique Binlavin tells us more.
If you're feeling fancy, you can indulge in some crab legs and caviar. That's going to set you back $30, but it is still served in a helmet. Other new options include the Pacific Pitmaster Potato, No Moo Cheesesteak, Pacific Northwest Pretzel, and a Sasquatch Sundae. Or go with the classic, a value pack for $12, a Mariners dog, soda, and a red rope.
The Mariners, Hawks, and Sounders all have games in the Stadium District this weekend, bringing in more than 100,000 people downtown. After more than 4 decades, Kevin Coe, the man commonly known as Spokane's South Hill rapist, has been released from custody and is heading to Federal Way. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Audley reports.
His new neighbors in Federal Way react to his arrival.
I am concerned because there's kids here, especially my kids. They walk through the bus stop.
Coe, now 78 years old, was convicted of 1 rape, but investigators believe he may be linked to more than 40 others in the late 1970s and early 80s. After 4 decades behind bars and in civil commitment, state experts say he no longer meets the criteria for that commitment as a sexually violent predator.
For the second time this week in Washington, someone has discovered a live World War II-era grenade. This time, it was in Tacoma.
Police say the person brought it into Tacoma Police Headquarters. Well, police advise against doing that because live grenades like this can go off. Instead, they want you to call 911 so explosives experts can come out and take care of it. A 3-year-old boy in Grant County found a live World War II hand grenade in his family's front yard on Monday night. The bomb squad removed it and disposed of it. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
One for the record books. That's how Tacoma police are describing a weekend drug bust. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
TPD's Special Investigation Unit was surveilling a suspected drug trafficker, allegedly moving large quantities of drugs from California to Washington. They pulled him over in Lewis County early Saturday morning. TPD spokesperson Shelby Boyd tells us what they found.
89 pounds of crystal meth, which for Tacoma Police Department is the largest that we've had.
Officers also found cocaine, fentanyl, heroin, and a firearm. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle police arrested 3 suspects early Thursday morning after a violent robbery in the China International Town district. A 39-year-old man told officers he was assaulted and robbed by 2 men and a woman who'd offered him a ride from Spokane. The suspects allegedly struck him with a handgun, stole cash and personal items, and threatened to shoot him. He escaped near 7th Avenue South. Police quickly located the suspects and booked them into the King County Jail for investigation of robbery and kidnapping. And whenever those National Guard troops do arrive to Portland, they'll be greeted by cyclists bearing it all. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon explains.
The Portland chapter of the World Naked Bike Ride is planning to protest the deployment of those troops. They announced on social media they're calling for riders to join an emergency bike ride. The date hasn't been decided yet.
And for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic this morning, roads are clear. Linwood to Seattle, about 15 minutes right now. Everett to Seattle, about 23 minutes right now. Marysville to Seattle, about 26. And for your KIRO News Radio forecast, we've got some chilly temperatures this morning with fog, then sunshine later today. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s. Saturday will be similar with morning clouds and patchy fog, then some sunshine. Sunday will be brighter with more sunshine after morning clouds and highs in the mid 60s. Right now, it's about 48 in downtown Seattle. And coming up next, Chris Sullivan with a choke point preparing for the busy Seattle sports weekend on the roads. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is brought to you by Closets by Design Seattle.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
If you plan to use the carpool lanes along SR 167, you'll soon need a flex path set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
You're miracle workers.
Don't know about that.
My drain was clogged.
Right.
You came in a jiffy.
And got right to work?
Now it's clear.
It's what we do.
Like I said, you're miracle workers.
Actually, we're plumbers.
Apollo plumbers.
You want to see some real miracle workers?
Huh?
Just take a look at Seattle Children's.
Sure.
They're all hope, care, and cure.
All true.
And together, we can help them.
How so?
Your service fee?
Yeah.
Apollo Plumbing is donating it.
To benefit Seattle Children's Hospital.
We're donating all our service fees.
All month.
To help Seattle Children's provide outstanding care and support research.
And ensure no child in need is ever turned away.
That's the goal.
Gotta love that.
Gotta love the work they do at Seattle Children's.
So, I call, you come.
Apollo donates your service fee. All our service fees.
All month?
All the way to $20,000.
That's so Apollo Plumbing.
Always ready, right now.
You really are miracle workers.
Aren't we all?
Maybe so.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
Hey football fans, Steve Rabel here. You know what makes Washington State truly special? It's the people, the everyday champions who serve, care, and connect. This fall, your local credit union, WSECU, is proud to celebrate 4 of these inspiring individuals as part of Washington's community champions. Serving Washington since 1957, WSECU is the only credit union named a Forbes Best Credit Union 5 years in a row. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your hero today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Now, Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
Presented by Carter Subaru.
Well, before you start your illustrious football career, Sully, we need to talk traffic. Playoff baseball, Hawks and Bucks, Sounders and the Timbers. More than 100,000 people are going to be pouring into the Stadium District on Saturday and Sunday, and we need a survival guide.
All right. Well, I want to go back in history just a little bit. It was only 159 games ago when I decided to catch a Mariners game with Holly down at T-Mobile. The same day there was a truck rally next door at Lumen Field. It was brutal getting around. Remember, I ended up paying $95 for parking? Now imagine going to a playoff Mariners game when the Seahawks and Sounders are next door. What is parking going to cost this weekend? How is the city going to manage all that traffic? Because, all deference to that truck rally. You're not the Hawks or the Sounders. So how's the city going to handle this? I had a chance to speak with Interim Director of the Seattle Department of Transportation, Audia Emery, about the preparations.
It will be congested. It will be constrained. You're absolutely right. Coming in and getting out, those are the demands that we have to balance.
And that's just the first part of the equation. Just accept the fact that it's going to be slow getting to the games. That should take off a little of the stress. It is what it is, right? Leave a little early, okay? You can work on that part of it. Emery suggests taking some extra time to explore before game time.
Take advantage of coming to Seattle, to downtown Seattle ahead of time, explore the restaurants and so forth, and build yourself some time as you're doing some touristy activity in downtown.
Now, try to time your trip to hit the least busy time. I know that sounds like no duh, but I'm not sure how many people are going to both games. But if, say, for instance, you're going to the Mariners game Sunday evening, try to make it to T-Mobile Park around halftime of the Hawks game. That's when everybody should already be in there. All the parking should be parking, and whatever's available should be available. Try to thread that needle as best you can to try to make it there when everyone is already settled at that other spot. And Emery says this weekend, transit is your friend.
We are promoting and we're advising people to take transit. Transit makes it accessible for all. We are a very rich resource in transit, especially towards the stadium.
But light rail does come with its own challenges. As we've come to find out, parking at the park and rides will fill up very early, even at the far ends of this. We're talking you may have difficulty finding spots in Linwood, so you have to try to figure that out. Maybe this is the first time you try special sounder service to the games, the hard rail that gets you right there to King Street Station. So that's an option that you might want to try. If you are driving, Emery says SDOT is up to the challenge. It has great plans in place to handle large crowds.
We have a 24/7 operation center. We have a mechanism of adjusting signal timing remotely from that center. We work hand in hand for event management with SPD and SFD and the stadiums.
And this isn't their first rodeo together.
It's an oil machine process that we've been in partnership doing this thing for such a long time. It's just like every other day kind of thing.
Now, the hardest part of the weekend of this is the timing, as we kind of talked about. One group of fans may be leaving their game while the other fans are arriving. And so that kind of tidal shift of in and out can be pretty difficult. But again, that's not the first time the city's dealt with those kinds of situations. We've had situations like this before, maybe not with as many fans. If you need parking, I suggest using an app to buy your spot ahead of time so you don't get gouged like I did.
All right. So we're focused on sports because we're all sports fans in this studio.
Correct.
But I poked around the other calendars for the city. There is a huge convention this weekend, a card convention at the convention center with like 6,000 people.
Okay.
There are 5 cruise ships in town.
Okay.
So it's going to be really busy.
And as you mentioned, a couple of big concerts at Climate Pledge.
Monroe's own Benson Boone Sunday night.
So, and that one is sold out according to Climate Pledge. So again, a lot of people who would normally, they're going to be a bunch of people fighting for a very limited amount of spots and space on the roads and even space on light rail. So you're going to need a plan. You're going to need to think about it. This isn't the old, we're just going to go and do our normal timing thing. You might want to pack an extra hour onto your front end to make sure you know where you're going. Getting out may not be as big of a deal, except for those of you going to the Seahawk game on Sunday, because you'll be going out as maybe people are coming in, depending on the timing there. But if you're going to that Mariners game, you're getting downtown early anyway and celebrating, right?
It's
Get
playoffs.
there early and hang out, right? Yeah. Enjoy the vibe. But again, parking's going to be a premium, so just you're going to have to plan ahead.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast on this Friday morning, we're starting off a little bit chilly, then sunshine later today. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s. Saturday similar. Sunday will be brighter with more sunshine and afternoon morning clouds. Highs expected to be in the mid 60s. Right now, it's about 48 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden with a weekend planner. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perongo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
There are 5 things money can do for you: growth, liquidity, cash flow, protection, and tax advantages. Don't miss an opportunity because your current retirement plan only focuses on 2 or 3 of them. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
This is Ricky Rubio, point guard for the Phoenix Suns.
And I'm Holly Robinson Peete, actor and along with Ricky, ambassador for Delivering Jobs. We know that a job is empowering and instills confidence. Yet 81% of adults with developmental differences don't have a paid job, even though companies that employ people with differences report better morale and higher productivity.
There are 6.5 million people in the U.S. with an intellectual or developmental difference such as autism.
And now, thanks to Autism Speaks, Best Buddies, the Holly Ride Foundation, and Special Olympics, there has never been more opportunity to improve hiring practices and build a more inclusive workforce. Join me, Ricky Rubio, and these amazing organizations in supporting and creating pathways to 1 million employment and leadership opportunities for this talented community.
Visit deliveringjobs.org to learn more.
That's deliveringjobs.org.
She and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO Newsradio.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Hey, this is Pete from Home Matters, a show that covers everything having to do with your home. Tune in every Saturday from 2 to 3 on KIRO Newsradio, where you'll hear from local business owners who are experts in their industries. From foundation to flooring, roofing and windows, furniture, and financial planning, it's everything in and around your home, and we've got you covered on Home Matters. If it matters to you, it matters to us here at Home Matters. Saturdays from 2 to 3 right here on KIRO Newsradio, or listen to the podcast on mynorthwest.com.
Imagine homes so well designed and so luxurious, they'll be setting the standard for decades. You're imagining a Mainview home. Now imagine a Mainview home on sale, saving $50,000 to $120,000.
Isn't that what Brett and Amy bought?
Yeah, it's a Mainview, and they saved a bundle.
What are you doing?
Looking at the Mainview website. It's now or never.
What's better than a Mainview home? A Mainview home on sale. Mainview communities across the Puget Sound.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th. New Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto-pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Amazon, or at newnordicusa.com.
Wellness. How do you practice it easily every day? At Olympic Hot Tub, we have more ways to achieve total wellness at home than ever before. Immerse yourself and let jets melt stress away in a saltwater hot spring spa. Swim in the privacy of your own backyard in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to cozy warmth and detox in an amazing Tilo sauna. Then awaken your mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Better you, better life.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. We're now into day 3 of the federal government shutdown. Today, the Senate will take up competing GOP and Democrat spending bills to try to reopen the government. CBS's Tina Kraus reports both sides are sticking to their demands.
Today, the U.S. Senate is set to hold another round of votes, now 3 days into a shutdown stalemate. Republicans insist the only way forward is to pass the House's short-term spending bill.
If we can just find a few more Democrats to join us, we can end this shutdown.
But Democrats won't drop their demands that the bill include federal health care subsidies and protections for Medicaid.
Washington Congressman Adam Smith says Democrats' demands go beyond extending Obamacare subsidies. Smith tells CNN he wants to ensure President Trump sticks to the budget Congress approves.
And the president has made it very clear, if he decides he doesn't want to follow that, he just won't. So I think there is some reason to believe that maybe Republicans will stand up for Congress. Forget Democrats.
If the votes in the Senate fail again today, then the shutdown is likely to last through the weekend. That's because the Senate Majority Leader says he won't keep lawmakers in session, giving them time to go home and think it over and return Monday to work towards a spending bill. Here in Washington, Seattle police arrested 3 people accused of kidnapping a 39-year-old man. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas reports this started as a robbery in the Chinatown International District yesterday morning.
Police say he did 2 before they caught up to him. The Everett Herald says the first fire happened at Adult Airport Video. Deputies were told people in the store heard footsteps and then some sort of liquid pouring, and then the flames started. We spoke to Everett police, who confirmed a second fire was started just 2 hours later at the Love Zone. Deputies picked him up at a nearby parking lot and connected him to both of those crimes.
A federal judge will hear arguments today on a request for a temporary restraining order to block troops from being used in the city of Portland. KXL's Heather Roberts has more.
Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield says his team was prepared to oppose the president's order before it even came down.
I think Oregon has been ready for this moment, not that we wanted this moment to come.
That hearing is scheduled for 10 a.m. Pacific time. If the Guard is deployed, their first stop will likely be Portland's ICE facility, where demonstrations continue. Protester Jack Dickinson believes the soldiers will be treated with respect.
I think the National Guard are people that have a real commitment to the oaths they take.
Heather Roberts for CBS News, Portland, Oregon.
The rain made a big difference on the Bear Gulch fire. KIRO 7 TV's Lindsay Sheldon explains.
Mason County lifted the last evacuation orders yesterday, and this morning Upper Lake Cushman is back open. The U.S. Forest Service is still guiding people around the restricted areas. Right now, the fire has burned more than 20,000 acres. It's still 5% contained. Remember, it started in early July.
The Trump administration just canceled more than $1 billion in funding for Washington state. 11 energy and manufacturing projects are now losing support. Democratic Congresswoman Suze DeBene of Washington says it's political payback for states that did not vote for President Trump. The cuts hit PCCAR, Washington University, and the Pacific Northwest Hydrogen Hub. The hydrogen project was working on a cleaner fuel technology. The Department of Energy says these projects were not economically viable. The $1 billion cut to Washington is part of a $7.5 billion $100 being slashed nationwide. And now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Tacoma to Seattle, about 27 minutes right now. Puyallup to Renton, 18. Everett to Bellevue, about 23. Marysville to Seattle, about 25. And for your forecast, it's chilly this morning. Temperatures are in the mid-40s. Saturday will be similar with morning clouds. Sunday, brighter sunshine after morning clouds. Highs in the mid-60s. Right now, it's about 48 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
The first weekend of October has arrived, and if you don't have anything fun planned, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has you covered.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
Holy cow, what a weekend we have in store for our area. An absolutely loaded sports schedule, and the Halloween fun is here. Oktoberfest begins in Leavenworth this weekend and runs for the next 3 weekends. While you might know the area for the holidays, you won't want to miss this party that features all your favorite Oktoberfest activities with the perfect backdrop of this Bavarian-themed town. Oktoberfest Northwest will be in Puyallup at the Washington State Fairgrounds this weekend, celebrating 20 years of the event, including the signature Dash-a-Town races on Sunday. Lots of month-long Halloween celebrations begin this week, including some of these. The Haunted Woods at Maris Farms in Buckley, the Haunted Forest of Maple Valley at Royal Arch Park, Stalker Farms at Stalker Farms in Snohomish, the Georgetown Morgue Haunted House in Seattle, Booville and Fright Fest at Wild Waves, and plenty more. If you have a furry friend with a great costume, there is a Halloween pet parade at Volunteer Park on Sunday. There will be prizes, live music, food trucks, and more, so dress your pet in their best costume. Salmon are the stars at the 2025 Issaquah Salmon Days. This is a celebration of all things salmon as they work their way back to the Issaquah Salmon Hatchery. You can watch the salmon, check out the street fair and parade, have the kids check out the Field of Fun, and plenty more. The event is free to attend. Celebrate the harvest at Piper's Orchard in Carkeek Park this weekend. According to their website, Piper's Orchard is the oldest orchard in the Seattle area, and this event will include singing and dancing, fresh cider, community celebrations, and of course, apples. Lots and lots of apples. The festival is Saturday from 11 to 2. Croatia Fest heads to the Seattle Center this weekend for a day full of fun at the Armory Food and Event Hall. Just like the other Festal events, this is all about learning about the culture and people of Croatia through music, dance, and food. There will also be displays highlighting the story of the Croatian-American immigration experience. This event is free on Sunday. There are 2 events being put on for the kids this weekend. The Fife Harvest Festival has everything your kids need for a day full of fun, including bouncy houses, carnival games, face painting, a petting zoo, and a kids' tractor maze. There will also be live music and food, plus a beer garden for the parents out there. Vendors will be out as well, and while supplies last, there will be free corn on the cob. The Fife Harvest Festival is Saturday from 10 to 4. It's Children's Day in Lacey, and they are bringing the world of video games to life with this year's theme. According to the event's website, there will be an obstacle course, a dance dome, a wrecking ball, and a jousting ring, not to mention other free activities, and even a kids market where youngsters will be showing off their entrepreneurial spirit. Children's Day is Saturday from 11 to 2 at Hunt-Tamer Park. And of course, downtown Seattle is going to be a sports fan's dream this weekend with playoff baseball for the Mariners, the Seahawks taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday, and the Sounders have a home match against the Portland Timbers on Saturday. Do you have a favorite haunted house or haunted attraction in the region for Halloween? Let me know at paulh@KIRORadio.com. Paul Holden, KIRO News Radio.
Coming up, we'll have national headlines. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Touchdown Seahawks! Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 54, Bobby Wagner, linebacker, one of the finest of his generation. He set just about every tackling record that can be set. He was the heart and soul of one of the best defenses to ever play in the National Football League.
The Seahawks go for a 4th straight win, hosting Tampa Bay Sunday before the 12s. Kickoff at 1:05, pregame at 10 a.m.
Right here on KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
This is the story of Julie Guillot. She's a Leukemia and Lymphoma Society advocate and the mother of a child who battled blood cancer.
Zach was diagnosed with AML, a deadly leukemia, when he was only 5. While the treatment really attacked the cancer, unfortunately it also attacked his body. Uncontrollable fevers, terrible nosebleeds, and his skin was burned from the inside out. He died at just 9 years old, really from the treatment that was meant to save him.
The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society was founded 70 years ago by parents who also lost their child to cancer. Today, we're pioneering breakthrough treatments for kids with cancer.
We are so close to finding better treatments for kids with cancer. So it's too late to save Zach, but working together, we can save thousands of kids just like him.
Visit lls.org and save a child's life.
If you're a veteran struggling with your monthly bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage has some good news for you.
Rates have dropped recently, and this could be a great time for our veterans to think about a cash-out refinance to get out of your high-interest rate debt. For example, one of our clients had a 2.25% VA loan, but he owed more than $155,000 on credit cards and a home equity loan. So we paid off all of that debt and replaced his mortgage with a VA cash-out refinance, and the new VA loan saved him $1,268 per month. So give us a call and see if a VA cash-out refi can help save you money. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you can help non-veterans as well.
That's right. If you have a conventional loan, we'll run the numbers and see if we can help save you money, too.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts, Best Mortgage. Call now, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
For more than 75 years, the VA Home Loan Benefit has helped millions of eligible veterans and service members achieve their piece of the American dream, a home for their families. Did you know that you could purchase a home or refinance your current home loan with your VA Home Loan Benefit? VA home loans have lower closing costs and generally enjoy lower interest rates than other borrowers. The VA home loan may save you thousands of dollars on your mortgage. For more information, visit www.va.gov or talk to a lender of your choice. Choose VA.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
CBS News Brief. Sean Combs faces up to 11 years in prison when he's sentenced in New York today on a prostitution-related conviction. Legal contributor Lori Levinson.
Combs is unlikely to face the maximum amount permitted here.
Combs sent a last-minute letter to the judge asking for mercy and explaining he lost his way. The Church of England will get its first woman archbishop in its 500-year history. CBS's Vicki Barker from London.
63-year-old
World Bishop of London, Sarah Mullally, has been chosen to lead the world's 85 million Anglican. Day 3 of the U.S. government shutdown, and President Trump is threatening mass firings. Senate Majority Leader John Thune.
We are asking Democrats to do nothing more than pass a clean, nonpartisan bill to fund the government for a few more weeks.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
Republicans have shown zero interest in even having a conversation.
The shutdown means there will be no monthly jobs report this morning. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, it's chilly with increasing fog this morning, then sunshine later today. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s. Right now, it's about 48 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, the Mike McDonald preview here from the Seahawks head coach ahead of this weekend's game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Hey, it's John Curley with some great news. If your home's heating or cooling is uneven, noisy, or expensive, listen up. The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System from Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. It gives you room-by-room control and next-gen efficiency, so you're only heating where you need it. That means real comfort and real savings, and every quilt system qualifies for max tax credits. Trusted for 50 years. Call the comfort people today at homecomfortalliance.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Perungo and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Hear from the coach first.
Here we go, start fast! Here we go!
This is the Mike McDonald Preview. Here's your host, Steve Rabel.
Mike, thanks again, as always, for taking a few minutes to chat. A little bit of a short week, the week before against Arizona, and then you get the benefit of that on the back end. You have a few extra days. Is it kind of like a mini bye when you have a few extra days here? And how important is that for the players? Did they get some time off? And I'm sure you coaches were still in the office.
Yeah, it's critical. It's critical. You got to. It's some. The season is so long, and you only have one bye week. So, especially if you win coming after a game on Thursday, that's why it's so critical to get prepared, get your body right, so you can go play a great game. But regardless, that was a time for us to go kind of regroup, kind of refocus, come back on Monday and have a full week of preparation. But we were out of the office on Saturday and Sunday, and I think our group needed it, players and coaches included. So it was a great, quick 2-day break.
And so when you come back in on Monday to hit the ground running, what's the process? What are you looking at right away when you get in there?
Well, what's great is that we get to get right to work. You already put the last game to bed, which we did last Friday, and so you're kind of like almost more than a half day ahead of what you would normally be. So which is nice, and we did a little bit of a practice with our guys on Monday, which we normally don't do, but just to keep them fresh, get their legs back a little bit, going to another day off. And then we just start our process earlier. So, we're watching, we're getting together, working our early down plan, figuring out personnel, getting injury updates, all that type of stuff that normally happens on Mondays.
Unlike a full bye week, you don't have time to actually assess or kind of self-scout, do you? Or do you?
Yeah, you do. We got a lot of smart guys around here that can that pump out a bunch of info pretty quickly. So, and it's great. You can use that to your advantage and understand things that you need to improve on, and understand, hey, look, maybe better in this area than we thought, And maybe there's a tendency here that we need to be able to fix that could be possibly get exploited, trying to avoid those type of things. So, it was great. It was great. Our guys did a great job. Coaches and analysts included came up with some great info.
Do you ever feel at any point like, okay, enough with I'm underwater here with all the info that you guys are giving us? Do you ever feel like there's too much?
No, Coach Jim Harbaugh, more is more. Now, what I appreciate is people in your area take ownership of it, and do the research, deep dive, go into a dark hole, try to figure it out, and then come back and you analyze it, you come up with the conclusions, you come up with suggestions, things like that, and then we can scrimmage it out on wherever things that you've drawn, rather than just don't dump data on my desk and then tell me to figure it out. Like, no, I want our people to think critically and be solution oriented and that sort of thing.
Okay, I'll ask you a question that you may or may not be comfortable answering, but you look at the game against the Cardinals. The most rushing yards you had all season long, but you also had a fair number of those negative runs.
Yep.
Is it strictly physical? Is it the kind of thing that, okay, we just need to get a little better here, or is it kind of what they did complicated what we were trying to do? And is that something that you reassess?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the answer is all of the above. You got to give Arizona credit. It's a great front, and they do a great job schematically. But there's a little bit of high variance right now in our run game. We understand that, and so we just have to get more runs started. And I think it's all about the process going in. Just keep chiseling away at it, keep working our stuff. We're doing great things. We got great people, players and coaches. We just got to stick to our process.
Okay. You said earlier this week that you respect the Buccaneers. You see a lot of kind of the beliefs and principles, I think were the words that you used, in how they teach, what they do football-wise. How so?
Well, they play really hard, and they're a really competitive team. You can tell they're a connected team, which you respect, and that starts with their head coach, Coach Bowles, who has a great reputation, and he's played a lot of great defense throughout his career, and he has a heck of a track record as a head coach as well. I think their team right now is playing the best football that they've played in the last 3 years, and they've won their division the last 3 years as well. So I think they're headed in a strong direction, and that reminds me of us. We want to be tough, we want to be connected, we want to play hard, we want it to be shocking, we want it to pop off the tape, and they have guys that are playing really hard and physical, and they do a lot of great things schematically as well. So we have respect for them. It's a great challenge, but that's we're trying to do everything we can to win the game at the end of the day. When they snap that ball, we're trying to impose, the Seahawks style of football.
Yeah, it dawns on me when you talk about that, and we just talked about the running game, that they have a couple of big guys who have some history around here, Vita Vea being one, who's about as big as a warehouse, and he's literally right in the middle of that defensive front. So he poses, just individually, he's a guy that poses a lot of challenges right there.
Yeah, he's a heck of a player. And normally a guy that size doesn't really give you a lot on third down or pass rush, but he can do it all. And they move him around too. Coach Bowles gets creative with some of his alignments. They've stacked him off the ball before, and so we have to be ready for some of those looks and let our protection rules guide us in the right direction so we can be decisive. But he's a heck of a player. It's someone that we have to account for every down.
Mike, one final quick question. This Sunday, the franchise celebrates 50 seasons of Seahawks football. We also have the Mariners playoffs happening just at the same time. It's going to be a huge sports weekend. Do you ever kind of take 1 minute out of your busy day and just sort of pinch yourself and say, man, this is really cool. We're right in the middle of Seattle when everything is happening. And do the young guys understand how really big a deal this is to be a part of this sports scene in this town?
Well, I think you have to have gratitude for what you're doing. Otherwise, anxiety kicks in, and you got to be able to enjoy this whole process. I mean, that's what the whole thing is about. Like, when we're done and we're talking tales years from now, hopefully we're gonna go back to like these processes and the grind of the days going in, and then it's gonna be plays, but it's really just the times you spend together with one another. And so this is gonna be an awesome weekend for us, but I think it is important to take a step back at some point and have gratitude for how cool this weekend is. And I would say I think you need to stand caution to make it bigger than it is. We've taken on this mentality as a football team of, every time we step on the grass, we're trying to go play our best brand of ball, and no matter the circumstance. And so, from the outside noise, you're going to say some things are bigger than others. I think that's a dangerous way to go. But I also think it's really important to have gratitude for the situation that we're in and how blessed we are with all these great opportunities and be around these great people and be in this awesome city and like awesome organization. I mean, those are things that you're always thinking about that you realize, man, this is a blessed life and this is a heck of a gig.
Well, I can tell you, I won't be here, but when they celebrate the next 50 years after this and you're still there, put in a good word for all of us who were around here for those early ones. Hey, really, best wishes. Good luck this weekend. Tampa Bay, we played them in 1976 down there. Awesome. Blocked a field goal to win that football game, first ever in the history of the franchise.
I love that.
So let's win a big one for all.
If it comes down, if you told me that's how we're going to end it right now,
You'd take it.
Dotted line. That's right.
There you go. All right, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good luck.
All right, brother. See you later.
For your KIRO News Radio forecast, it's chilly this morning with increasing fog, then sunshine later today. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s. Saturday will be pretty similar. Sunday will be brighter with sunshine after some morning clouds. Highs in the mid 60s. Right now, it's about 48 in downtown Seattle. Coming up, more of the day's top stories on Seattle's Morning News. I'm Katrina Gashard. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO News Radio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy the scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio. On 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto-pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
You're miracle workers.
Don't know about that.
My drain was clogged.
Right.
You came in a jiffy.
And got right to work.
Now it's clear.
It's what we do.
Like I said, you're miracle workers.
Actually, we're plumbers.
Apollo plumbers.
You want to see some real miracle workers?
Huh?
Just take a look at Seattle Children's.
Sure.
They're all hope, care, and cure.
All true.
And together, we can help them.
How so?
Your service fee?
Yeah?
Apollo Plumbing is donating it.
To benefit Seattle Children's Hospital.
We're donating all our service fees.
All month.
To help Seattle Children's provide outstanding care and support research.
And ensure no child in need is ever turned away.
That's the goal.
Gotta love that.
Gotta love the work they do at Seattle Children's.
So I call, you come.
Apollo donates your service fee. All our service fees.
All month?
All the way to $20,000.
That's so Apollo Plumbing.
Always ready, right now.
You really are miracle workers.
Aren't we all?
Maybe so.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
D.R. Horton's National Red Tag Sales Event starts this Saturday. Find incredible savings on select new homes through October 19th. Learn more and find a community near you at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin in New York, where Sean Diddy Combs is scheduled to appear in court this morning for sentencing for his conviction on prostitution-related charges. He is expected to address the court, and his defense team plans to make their case with some taped footage. CBS's Jerika Duncan is there.
Overnight, Combs' legal team released this nearly 12-minute video to be shown at his sentencing hearing.
We wanted to raise some money for the children of New York City.
Characterizing him as a philanthropist, family man, and mentor.
When we come together as a people, nothing can stop it.
The prosecution is asking that Combs be sentenced to at least 11 years. If the defense gets its request for 14 months, with time already served, the rap mogul could be freed by the end of the year. This is day 3 of the government shutdown, and White House officials tell CBS News the first wave of layoffs could be announced today. One furloughed federal worker has a health warning. Correspondent Nancy Cordes.
Anthony Lee works at the Food and Drug Administration and estimates that 90% of his fellow food safety experts have been told, like him, to stay home.
Each day, something could happen in terms of a foodborne illness or a food safety outbreak or an allergen contaminant. Part of FDA's job is to disseminate information out quickly to the public.
The monthly jobs report that was due to be released a half an hour ago was not, because of the shutdown at the Labor Department. White House Budget Director Russ Vought says the administration will withhold $2.1 billion for Chicago infrastructure projects. That expands funding fights that have targeted Democratic areas during the shutdown. The pause affects a long-awaited plan to extend Chicago's Red Line train. Health Secretary Kennedy has fired a top scientist who filed a whistleblower complaint 3 weeks ago. Correspondent Michael Wallace has those details.
Dr. Jean Marazzo had been the director of the National Institutes of Allergy and Infectious Diseases until March, when she was demoted. In her complaint last month, she claimed the Trump administration had defied court orders, undermined vaccine research, and endangered research subjects. Marazzo is one of several top NIH scientists who have been let go this week, leaving fewer experts on vaccines and infectious diseases.
A tragic twist in a deadly shooting at a synagogue in Manchester, England on Yom Kippur.
I'm Vicky Barker in London. It now appears that one of the 2 people killed and one of the 3 wounded in yesterday's synagogue attack were shot by police in what Scotland Yard is calling a tragic accident. It's believed the 2 were standing just behind the synagogue door when police opened fire on the attacker.
Dow futures up 42. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. We offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit Progressive.com today.
It's 6:03, and we head over to the traffic desk with Chris Sullivan.
And we're starting the day in the red, unfortunately. Not a Friday light for those of you coming down I-405 at this point, working your way out of the Linwood area. We got a crash right at Canyon Park, which is looking at the right lane being blocked. We've got about a 45-minute trip from Everett into Bellevue. Bellevue at this point. So that's behind schedule, certainly by about 10 or 12 minutes. You compare that to 35 minutes you're getting from Everett to Seattle. Other side of the drive, we're looking at the brake lights through Pacific, through those lane restrictions, but it's not bad yet. 45 minutes from Puyallup to Renton. Renton to Bellevue is under 20. Tacoma to Federal Way is only running around 18 minutes, so that's good. Federal Way to Seattle's at 40. Olympia to Tacoma's at 35. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:04. The countdown begins. We're about 35 hours away from the first pitch of the Mariners' American League Division Series.
Well, yes, we are counting. The city is alive with electricity. It's all happening in Soto this weekend, and that is where we find KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey this morning. Good morning, Luke.
Hey, good morning. Who's counting? Who's counting?
We all
We're
are.
all counting. That's right. Hey, we now know the Mariners are going to face the Detroit Tigers tomorrow in the ADLS for first time in the division series for the M's since 2022. First time the Mariners have won their own division in 24 years. You know, even though it's just me and the cleaning crew and the one guy across the street is smoking a lot of marijuana this morning. It's pretty early. I got to tell you, there's a postseason buzz here at the stadium for sure. I met a bunch of fans out here yesterday for the scrimmage that the Mariners had, the inter-squad scrimmage, including Tatsunori, who came all the way here for that game from Japan.
Very exciting, yeah. Very good season for Mariners and Cal Lally and every player too. Yeah, I hope the world champion for the Seattle Mariners this year.
But he was really excited to hear that Ichiro actually was playing outfield in yesterday's scrimmage.
Yeah, yesterday I saw yesterday he is playing. I so exciting. He's 52 years old. Unbelievable.
Yeah, how cool is that? Meantime, Holly, super fan. I met her yesterday. She was waiting in line for the game, had been here since 8 a.m. for an afternoon scrimmage. She had 5 bags of Mariner swag from the team store.
I've got all my playoff tickets.
Oh, nice.
So I've got World Series tickets on my phone right now. I said it opening day. Everybody laughed at me.
Well, we're not laughing now, are we, Holly? Maybe we're all laughing with you. I don't know, laughing, in joy. Hey, we have the best fans, don't we? The absolute best fans. First pitch tomorrow is at 5:38 p.m., right on the dot. And, at some point I'm supposed to talk about traffic, because we've got game 2 here on Sunday, and the Seahawks are playing across the street here. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to leave that to Chris Sullivan for mostly. But you know what I'm going to do? Every half hour, I'm going to have a new traffic tip for you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get creative and let you know what I would do to get down here to avoid all that traffic. Hey, for now, though, we're live in Soto. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, Luke. It's 6:06 now. Seattle police have arrested 3 people. They're accused of kidnapping a 39-year-old man.
KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas reports this started as a robbery in the Chinatown International District yesterday morning.
The victim told police 2 men and a woman offered him a ride from Spokane to the Seattle area for just $65. Well, instead of taking him to Redmond, they drove straight to Seattle. Then the driver turned, hit the man in the face with a gun, beat him up. They also stole $180 from him and a bag filled with medication and clothing. Police quickly found those suspects, arrested them. They are facing charges for robbery and kidnapping.
A federal judge will hear arguments today on a request for a temporary restraining order to block troops from being used in the city of Portland. Here's KXL's Heather Roberts with more.
Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield says his team was prepared to oppose the president's order before it even came down.
I think Oregon has been ready for this moment, not that we wanted this moment to come.
That hearing is scheduled for 10 a.m. Pacific time. If the Guard is deployed, their first stop will likely be Portland's ICE facility, where demonstrations continue. Protester Jack Dickinson believes the soldiers will be treated with respect.
I think the National Guard are people that have a real commitment to the oaths they take.
Heather Roberts for CBS News, Portland, Oregon.
Keeping you informed since 1974.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Well, here we are. It's Friday.
It's now 34 hours and 3 minutes or something like that.
I am so excited for this game. Yeah, the Mariners, they haven't made it to the playoffs, and they skip the past 2 seasons.
Yep.
We were there in 2022. You know what I'm going to do in the commentary? Instead of having something serious,
It's Friday.
it's Friday. I'm just going to have a bunch of Mariners highlights from
awesome.
over the past several decades.
I dig the way you've done Mariners on top and Seahawks on your shirt.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mullet.
Yeah.
So I normally don't wear non-Seahawks gear, and I don't have any shirts with Mariners and Seahawks. And I don't want to break the jinx.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm very superstitious.
I was going to yell at Sully, and then I realized you're not wearing garb for a reason.
Yeah, because I haven't worn garb before in the studio.
Right? Superstitious.
So I'm not going to change now and all of a sudden be like, hey, check out my gear. No, not going to do that. Got to keep it together, man.
Okay, well, one of us is right, one of us is wrong. Like on Monday, we'll see how this all works out, okay?
Yes.
Can't we both be right?
Yeah.
In terms of us winning?
That's not how talk radio works.
Oh, wait a minute. No, we're a news program, David.
Well, this hour of Seattle's Morning News is sponsored by American Crawl Space and Pest Control.
Coming up this hour, News Nation host Leland Vittert joins us to talk about his new book. It's titled Born Lucky, A Dedicated Father, Grateful Son, and My Journey with Autism.
And Katrina has her weekly parenting feature. This week, how some teachers are pushing back on gentle parenting.
It's now 6:09. We are on day 3 now of the government shutdown with still no sign of agreement on a spending bill.
Washington Congressman Adam Smith says Democrats' demands go beyond extending Obamacare subsidies. Smith tells CNN he wants to ensure President Trump sticks to the budget Congress approves.
And the president has made it very clear, if he decides he doesn't want to follow that, he just won't. So I think there is some reason to believe that maybe Republicans will stand up for Congress. Forget Democrats.
President Trump has called the shutdown an unprecedented opportunity to make sweeping cuts to federal agencies.
Well, as the shutdown continues, Republicans are urging Democrats to pass their short-term spending plan to keep the government running. But Democrats won't budge unless the plan extends those tax credits for health care.
I'm Heather Bosch. Millions of Americans could see their health premiums increase if the federal tax credits expire. Dr. David Zonis, chief medical officer at Harborview, worries that will prompt people to delay care.
More and more people will be accessing the care they need in our emergency departments, which further strains our healthcare system's capacity and will limit access to other patients who also need those services.
And emergency care ultimately costs taxpayers more.
After more than 4 decades, Kevin Coe, the man known as Seattle's South Hill rapist, has been released from custody and is heading to Federal Way. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Ottley reports.
His new neighbors in Federal Way react to his arrival.
I am concerned because there's kids here, especially my kids. They walk through the bus stop.
Coe, now 78 years old, was convicted of 1 rape, but investigators believe he may be linked to more than 40 others in the late 1970s and early 80s. After 4 decades behind bars and in civil commitment, state experts say he no longer meets the criteria for that commitment as a sexually violent predator.
Well, a massive patch of warm water known as the blob is making a comeback in the Pacific Ocean. KIRO Newsradio meteorologist Ted Beener explains it can impact the rainfall we get across western Washington this fall.
So the possibility of not only having 1 or 2 flood events, but also having more significant rainfall, as a result, more significant flooding.
Too early to forecast how it will impact Halloween or Thanksgiving, but meteorologists are keeping an eye on it. The warmer ocean temperatures also impact marine life. Cold water plankton and salmon struggle to survive in warmer water temperatures.
It's 6:12. Let's get a check on weather. It's brought to us by State Roofing and Exteriors. Nick Allard is here. And Nick, do you think the blob gets its feelings hurt when we call it that?
I hope so. It messes with everything, so I hope so. Yeah,
Okay.
Ted wasn't wrong. It can. It's too early to give it specifics, but it does absolutely mess with things. It's amazing how just one little change can mess everything up globally. It really does mess with it. This morning, some fog and dense fog. It's pretty thick around, say, like SEA South. We have a dense fog advisory until later this morning, so please know when you head out, especially in the South Sound, there's a lot of fog, although we also do have some farther north in Snohomish County. Fog to start the day. It's cold, it's clear in the 40s and 50s, and then we will look for some increasing sunshine, and quite a bit actually. And then with the increasing sun, we'll look for increasing clouds late in the day. So you get this nice window with nice sunshine, and then late in the day, clouds increase, and that's going to lead to some isolated pockets of a few showers closer to midnight. That's it, though. Just a few, and just a few around tomorrow with mainly dry weather during the day and probably seeing the roof open. You may just have a isolated shower closer to the start of the game, but the fact that they're playing late in the day is good. So I think we're going to be dry. We'll be in the 60s today. We'll be in the 60s tomorrow, and we'll be in the 60s on Sunday. But Sunday, you should see a lot more sunshine. So the bottom line is we're looking for some 60s and partly cloudy today, a few sprinkles late, a few sprinkles tomorrow, drying out, and then Sunday, gorgeous sunshine in the mid to upper 60s.
All right, Nick, what temperature you got? I see one saying 49 and others saying 52. What do we go with?
Well, see, the airport is in the low 50s. I think downtown's probably a little bit cooler, so why don't you average it out and say it's like 68?
Okay.
You see the average there?
You're a meteorologist. I am not.
Good
Look,
math.
It's science. I'm not going to try to explain it.
Let's check the drive now on this Friday morning. Chris Sullivan is watching things heading into a very busy weekend.
Yeah, and it's not too bad overall, but we do have one issue to tell you about. It's up in the north end. For those of you coming down 405, working your way from Linwood down through the Canyon Park area, we've had a crash over on the right side. The right lane's been blocked off and on, just where the merge is there from 527. It looks like it might now entirely be off to the right shoulder, but overall, we've got about a 45 to 48 minute trip now from Everett down into the Bellevue area. We've got 35 from Everett down into Seattle, so that's only a 10-minute delay, so it's manageable. Coming the other direction, we do have the brake lights approaching the lane restrictions on northbound 167 in Pacific. Overall, 45 minutes from Puyallup up to Renton's about a 10-minute delay, so not too bad. You'll pick up the pace once you go further north, getting up into Renton, and Renton to Bellevue is only 20 minutes. Looking at Federal Way to Seattle, pretty good. There are some brake lights around 320th, but overall, under 40 to make the drive to Seattle. A couple of brake lights up the hill to 18 as well, but we're under 20 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way. Olympia to Tacoma, no issues for you guys. Lake bridges are fine. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Well, it's the moment we've long awaited.
First pitch?
Yes, no. Taylor Swift, her new album is out. And with the story, here's Katrina Gashard.
That's right. The wait is finally over for the life of a showgirl. Swifties held streaming parties last night, and devoted fans even lined up at Target stores to get hard copies of her album at the stroke of midnight. And right now, Swift is making the rounds on British radio, telling BBC,
"The album is out, and I have such uncomplicated feelings of joy about it."
So I think it's safe to say we've entered a new era with Taylor Swift.
Okay, Katrina, so you're saying she's doing radio?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, David, will you please?
Can you get on that?
Yeah, will you book Taylor Swift for us?
I'll try to get her in the 8 o'clock
Easy
hour.
peasy.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
feel another tour coming on, too. You said the word era, and I went, here we go.
It's 6:16.
Seattle's tradition for news and conversation. This is Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor.
Well, he's covered wars, politics, and the chaos of Washington, D.C. And now News Nation anchor Leland Vittert has turned the lens inward, writing about his own life in a new book called Born Lucky.
This book explores his journey with autism, the struggles, and the advantages it's given him. Leland, we are so grateful to have you with us this morning. Good morning.
Nice to be with you guys as well.
Take us back. You're a kid. When did you know something was a little bit different?
Yeah. Well, I didn't, because my parents never told me that I was diagnosed with anything. I knew I was bullied. I knew I didn't have any friends. It was clear that school was a lot harder for me than for everybody else. But a big part of this story is that my dad never wanted me to be defined by a diagnosis, and he never wanted me to use it as an excuse. So until I was in my 20s, my parents told no one, not my teachers, not the principals, not their friends. I never had any therapists. This was my dad's mission to adapt me to the world. And I think one of the reasons Born Lucky is doing so well, sold out on Amazon twice, we've now gone into a third reprint in just 2 days, is because it is a message of hope for every parent of a kid having a hard time, that they can help their child, not necessarily turn into a cable news anchor, but whatever their challenge is for that child, be it autism or ADHD or anxiety or dealing with bullies growing up, whatever it is, they can champion their child in the same way my dad championed me, and help their child grow and develop and embrace their own potential in this just extraordinary way.
Talk to us about your dad and some of the work he did with you. We've talked about this on occasion, but you didn't talk very much when you were young.
Right. No, I didn't talk until I was 3, and then I talked way too much because the social cues and understanding that most people have, an emotional connection and understanding, I didn't. It was totally lost on me. So I'm really so grateful for what he did. And you think about it, when I was 5, my parents were told that I needed to be evaluated. So they took me to a medical office building center testing place. And you know what it's like, you sit in the waiting room with the stale coffee and the old magazines and everything else. And when I was brought out, the woman said, look, he's got a lot of issues, right? He has severe learning disabilities because when they do an IQ test, it's the average of 2 halves of the IQ test. Well, a 20-point spread between the 2 halves is a learning disability. I had a 70-point spread. They'd never seen that before. They said, obviously, he has serious behavioral issues. My EQ, if you could have measured that, my emotional intelligence, was near freezing. And I had an inability to relate to people my own age in any way, shape, or form. So that was what we were starting with. And my dad said to this woman, what can we do? And she said, it's very difficult to understand what is going on inside his mind. There's not much you can do. As any parent would, my dad goes, is there anything I can do? And the woman says, well, generally not. So you can imagine how hopeless my father felt at that moment. And the idea of Born Lucky is to provide hope to so many families right now that also feel so alone.
He turned that moment of hopelessness into something amazing. I mean, he changed his life drastically to help you, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he said in his words, he didn't think I would have any friends, which he was correct about. So he was going to be my only friend. He said, maybe I could be your friend, which he was. So he was my friend, my mentor, my coach, my father, everything, for probably about 10 years from that point forward, maybe 15. And he still is my best friend. We're recording this at 2 p.m. DC time, and I've talked to him 3 times today, and I'll certainly talk to him a couple more and call him to say goodnight. It's just the relationship we have, which is wonderful. I think what you're getting at is that he quit his job to be there with me all the time. And it was an extraordinary sacrifice on his part. And I asked him one time, Dad, if you couldn't have quit your job, if you would have had to work, what would you have done? And he said, I would have worked the night shift because I realized the only chance you had was for me to be there for you and to be able to put you back together every day after the humiliation and the bullying that would come every day at school.
How did you know all the hard work was starting to pay off? How did your dad know?
It's a great question. Born Lucky is my story, but it's not about me. It's about all the families who are struggling. I think what finally came to pass was when I was in middle school and getting humiliated and bullied every day, including by the teachers. There's a story in Born Lucky where I'm in art class and the teacher didn't think I was going to become Picasso. So he says in front of the entire class, Vitter, if my dog was as ugly as you, I would shave its bleep and make it walk backwards. For those not on video, it has sort of a physical response for most people when you hear that story. So he would say to me every night that your character and your personality and all the things that are leading to you being bullied and humiliated and crushed every day is what's going to make you successful later in life. I think he should have added probably, this is also great training for a Washington newsroom, because it was and is. But the flip side of this that I think is so interesting is how you said, when did I realize it was starting to work? I think it was once I started working that I realized that the 2 things he told me I could control in life was my character and my work ethic. That finally in the first newsrooms I started to work in, that work ethic began to pay off. And that was the understanding. And, Dad knew I wasn't going to be good at school. I wasn't going to have friends. I wasn't going to be good at athletics. So he built in ways for me to develop self-esteem, earned self-esteem through hard work, which if you read More Than Lucky, it started with him having me do 200 push-ups a night, 5 days a week. And every push-up was one more step towards developing that confidence.
Leland, we could probably spend all day talking with you about this, but instead, why don't people check out your book? It's called Born Lucky. It's available anywhere you buy books. And, of course, you host your show On Balance every weeknight at 6 Seattle time on News Nation. Leland, thank you so much. We really, really look forward to doing this interview with you, and we couldn't thank you more for your time today.
And congratulations.
Thank you guys for the support and time all through, and we certainly love Seattle and your audience giving us a chance, so thank you.
I really appreciate how open and honest he is about this. I think it can do a lot of people a lot of good.
Now, that interview goes much longer, and we've posted the whole thing on mynorthwest.com. Just remarkable. Some of the stories he talks about, even today, how his autism manifests itself. Wonderful interview there. So really enjoyed talking.
And we get to talk to him every week. So we'll talk to him again next week. Chris Sullivan, we need to check traffic.
And we are still working with about a 10-minute delay in a couple of different places. One of them, southbound 405. You might not have expected that on this Friday light, but we have a crash right there by 527, right at the merge. It's over on the right-hand shoulder now, but 45 minutes from Everett to Bellevue. Compare that to the 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle. You get your 10-minute delay. The other 10-minute delay, northbound 167 through the lane restrictions in Pacific, 45 minutes to make it from Puyallup to Renton, which really isn't all that bad. We do have a new crash to tell you about, northbound I-5, right at Highway 18, just kind of right as you merge over, and so that's added a little bit of slowing. We've got about a 25-minute trip now from Tacoma to Federal Way. That's about a 10-minute delay as well, but then you'll pick up the pace. Federal Way to Seattle's running around 40. Renton to Bellevue, 20 minutes. The lake bridges are good. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO News Radio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM, powered by mynorthwest.com.
Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Have you stopped to think about how you feel today compared to, say, 10 years ago? Are you noticing changes? Less energy, slow recovery, trouble focusing, maybe even weight gain? What if you could turn back the clock and feel stronger, sharper, and more alive? At Longevity Medical Clinic, we help people do exactly that. For over 3 decades, we've been helping thousands of men and women find out what's really going on inside their bodies and take action to feel better and live longer. With advanced diagnostics and personalized hormone and supplement plans, we uncover what's been holding you back and show you how to optimize your health. Our patients often say, "Now I finally understand what's happening and what to do about it." Take the first step today. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better. Live longer. Let's do it together.
Buy more, save more at Dania Furniture.
For a limited time, save $200 instantly for every $800 you spend in our showroom. It's the perfect way to complete your look for less or splurge on your dream piece for your living room, dining room, outdoor space, home office, or bedroom. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
Remember those yodelers who met in the Alps? I wired them euros from the bank, and they sent me their yodels in a can.
You wired money for canned yodels? That is so dumb. Banks are slow, and they hide fees and overseas transfers and exchange rates.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
If you're gonna send money to Europe, just use Wise. Wise is super fast and never hides fees.
Smart.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Homes are sitting, but the bottleneck is about to break. Set yourself up for success by working with a team that doesn't just set up your listings and let it sit. The Novak team creates a marketing strategy that's hands down proven successful. Mike sold over 1,500 homes and guarantees to sell your home in 21 days. If Mike doesn't get your home under contract within 21 days, he sells it for free. That is no commission for Mike. Go to meetthenovaks.com. That's meetthenovaks, NOVAKS.com.
Hey man, gaining weight, low energy, lost drive? It could be your testosterone. Revive Men's Health Washington helps men get their edge back. Meet Tyler, Revive Men's Health Director of Operations.
When men start treatment, it's not just their labs that change. You see it in their posture, their energy, and how they walk into the room. That's why I do what I do.
Call 206-529-1111 now to book your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation. That's 206-529-1111. Or schedule anytime at ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Take your business to the next level in 2025 with help from WaFd Bank. WaFd Bank's business accounts and cash flow tools get you paid in hours, not weeks, so you can grow your business and meet your goals. You need a best bank. Visit WaFdBank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good Friday morning. It's 6:31 and it is nearly showtime. Tomorrow night, the Mariners begin their postseason push and you can feel it all across the city.
The action is in Soto. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is outside the ballpark. Luke?
Hey, good morning, everyone. And we now know that we take on the Detroit Tigers here for Game 1 in the American League Division Series tomorrow evening. Game 2 is Sunday, right after the Seahawks home game, right across the street against the Tampa Bay Bucks. You know, I tell you, there is a definite buzz down here. You can certainly feel it. And no, Sully, that's not from the guy across the street smoking copious amounts of weed still.
You sure?
It's 6:30 in the morning, dude. Come on. But Look, can you all remember feeling like this before? This is exciting stuff. Yesterday, I met Chris, who has been a fan from the very beginning.
I was in the Kingdome from day one. I think you could get in on a weeknight for like $2.50. And I don't know what the announced attendance was, but there was night after night after night where it didn't look like there were hardly 2,000 people in that place. And when someone hit a home run up into those stands and it would hit those aluminum benches and ricochet around like a pinball machine, it sounded like a cannonball going off.
And now, no more sunken feelings that this team is gonna come up short.
Very excited that we're in the playoffs. All I will say is thank you to the Mariners.
God, I could listen to Chris's stories like that all day long. Hey, first pitch is tomorrow at 5:38. Game 2 again on Sunday. It's going to create a traffic nightmare as you got 2 games, Seahawks, Mariners on Sunday. So I told you I was going to give you advice every half an hour on what to do about traffic. I don't know what to do. So what I did was I asked AI, what do you do about the traffic? If you're a millennial and you're listening right now on your way to work, here's what you're going to do. You're going to ask Reddit or your group chat what to do. If you're Gen Z, you're going to ask TikTok, what do I do to get through the traffic? And if you're Gen X, all you Gen Xers listening, you don't need advice. You already know what to do. Live in Seattle, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
I would say the Gen Xers ask Chris Sullivan. That's
ask Chris Sullivan.
6:33. It is time for traffic now, Chris.
Yeah, apparently it's 420 somewhere, according to
I was about to say, all the texters,
Katie and
all
Tacoma.
they care about is the marijuana.
It's 6:30 in the morning, dude. That's why Luke Ducey is a legend. The drive right now, we are looking at about 10-minute delays coming up the Valley Freeway and northbound I-5 through the Fife area. Northbound 167 is because of the lane restrictions, of course, through Pacific, but 45 minutes from Puyallup to Renton isn't terribly out of line. But we do have a crash on the right-hand side of I-5, right at Highway 18, which is causing this slowdown back down into Fife. Give yourself 25 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way. That is plus 10. And then Federal Way to Seattle's about 40. Renton to Bellevue's about 22 minutes, so not too bad. Out of the north end, we are losing about 8 or 9 minutes on southbound 405 away from Linwood down to Canyon Park. That's where we have a crash over on the right-hand side. 45 minutes from Everett to Bellevue, 35 from Everett to Seattle. The Lake Bridges are fine. 18 looks okay. 16 looks good. Olympia to Tacoma, no issues. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app and stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite local teams.
Forecast looks like a couple sprinkles today, especially in the afternoon and in the overnight hours. Will dry out by mid-morning. Highs both days in the mid-60s. The roof should be open for the Mariners game tomorrow and on Sunday. In fact, it looks like it'll be mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 66. Right now in Seattle, it's 52.
It's now 6:35 and time for the opening bell report. It is government shutdown day 3. The president's threatening mass firings that could possibly start today. We get the update from CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes.
Every passing day, more closed signs are going up at monuments and museums and parks across the country as massive job cuts loom. On Thursday, President Trump met with Russ Vought, the administration's budget chief, so Vought could tell him which agencies he recommends to be cut and whether or not those cuts will be temporary or permanent.
The Trump administration says it needs to cut costs, so they just canceled $1 billion in funding for 11 Washington state projects. Democratic Congresswoman Susan Del Bene calls it political revenge for not voting for Trump. But the Energy Department says these projects weren't economically viable and wouldn't give taxpayers a good return.
The October jobs report due this morning will not be released because of the government shutdown. More from CBS's Michael Wallace.
Economists and investors have to look elsewhere for jobs data since the Bureau of Labor Statistics isn't releasing the official government report. They're looking at this week's numbers from the payroll processor ADP, which said the private sector lost 32,000 jobs in September, and Revelio Labs, which estimates the U.S. added 60,000 jobs last month. Some economists are also factoring the number of job openings posted on Indeed.
If the shutdown drags on, government reports on retail sales and inflation could also be delayed.
More and more Americans are having a hard time finding work. CBS News correspondent Jim Krasula explains.
Although the nation's unemployment rate remains historically low at 4.3%, the share of Americans considered as long-term unemployed, or those unemployed for 27 weeks or longer, has risen to 26%, according to data. That's the highest in more than 3 years. Labor experts say businesses and companies simply aren't creating new job positions.
As Charlie mentioned, the September jobs report won't be released today because of the shutdown, but other recent economic signals point to an ongoing slowdown in job growth. Private employers declined by 32,000 jobs in September, according to payroll processing firm ADP.
Microsoft raising the price of its top Xbox subscription by 50%. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Lindy Sheldon.
Game Pass Ultimate now costs $29.99 a month. Before, it cost $19.99, a big jump. And this comes as Microsoft also hikes prices on its Series X and S consoles. That's a pretty unusual move since most older systems get cheaper, not more expensive. The lower subscription tiers are not changing.
A federal judge has dismissed Spencer Eldon's lawsuit over Nirvana's Nevermind album cover. KIRO 7 TV reports Eldon's complaint alleged members of Nirvana and their creative team knowingly produced and commercially exploited a nude photo of him as a 4-month-old for that cover. A judge dismissed the case filed in 2021 with prejudice, which means it can never be brought again to the same court.
There is fresh polling out on how people feel about developments around AI and the economy. Here's CBS News Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto.
Almost half that think it'll lead to decreasing jobs in their field of work, even though some say if they have a job, it might get easier to do. They tell us that too. But that availability is really out there. And overall, what is the impact going to be on the economy? Well, maybe not a surprise. If they think there will be less job availability, then a lot of people think that it'll be on net bad for the economy.
One less option among Apple apps today.
Apple has removed an app from its store that tracks ICE agents. The tech giant had been under pressure since a sniper opened fire and killed 2 detainees outside an immigration facility in Dallas last week. In a statement, Apple cites information from law enforcement on the safety risks associated with its app, ICE Block. It was modeled after Waze and gave users a heads up about agent sightings within a 5-mile radius. Its motto, see something, tap something. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
On Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 185 points. That's 0.4%. S&P 500 ahead by 20. That's 0.3%. Also up 0.3% is NASDAQ, which is up 67 points.
A word for KIRO 7 News, live starting at 4. It's news that puts you there so you can see for yourself. News that's happening now so you're ready. News that investigates to get you answers. News that's local because where you live matters. Know more, know now on KIRO 7 News at 4, 5, and 6 p.m.
Okay, Sully, what's coming up?
Well, we're going to take a look at the crash on northbound I-5, which is causing the slowing up out of Fife. We'll break it down for you next.
The opening bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Then you gotta check out The Reset. Hey, it's G. Scott, and every week, me and my co-host and Seahawks great Brandon Meebane talk Seahawks. We break down the matchups, and we're joined by former Seahawks players
from Lakewood to Lombardi. Seahawks champion, my main man, Jermaine Kearse.
What up, G? Watch The Reset live on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with a Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
There are 6 markets you can place your money in. Research suggests it's better to have exposure to all 6 markets. Don't miss a potential opportunity because you didn't strategically diversify your assets. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Request your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing in your portfolio. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
6:43 now, and Chris Sullivan is at the traffic desk.
Yeah, we're running around 10 or 12 minutes behind now on northbound I-5 from Tacoma up through Federal Way. That's because of a crash up at the top of the hill right by Highway 18. Over on the right-hand side, there's a lot of law enforcement and ambulances and things kind of around this, so there are a lot of lights. So that's what's causing the backup that goes down into the Fife area. Give yourself about 25 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way. You will pick up the pace the further north you go if you're continuing up that corridor, because Federal Way to Seattle's running 40 minutes. Northbound 167, not as bad as it could be, and certainly better than last Friday when we were dealing with this bridge strike lane reduction for the first time on a Friday. Today, I think people are realizing what they're in for, and the backup's only about 10 minutes, 45 minutes from Puyallup to Renton, so manageable. And once you get through it, it's a pretty clean drive all the way up to 405. And then Renton, the S-curves are active, but 25 minutes to Bellevue's pretty good. Olympia to Tacoma, nice and easy, 35 minutes for you guys. Coming down from the north end, struggling away from Linwood on 405, but not as bad as it could be. I mean, we had a crash right there at 527 there through the merging at Canyon Park. It's all over on the right-hand shoulder. Give yourself about 45 minutes from Everett to Bellevue. That's 10 minutes slower than it should be because it's only 35 from Everett to Seattle. The lake bridges are fine. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Well, you might see a sprinkle or two this morning. Otherwise, just partly cloudy. 66 the high for today. Tomorrow, just isolated showers, some peaks of sunshine in 64, and Sunday looks beautiful, mostly sunny in 66. Right now in Seattle, a little bit foggy in 52.
Stretchy jumpsuit? Check. Lots of chest hair? Check. Washington's Benson Boone returns home for a sold-out show at the Climate Pledge, and Katrina Gishard is here with more.
On Sunday, the Grammy-nominated pop sensation is bringing his American Heart World Tour to the Emerald City. And just in case Sully still does not know any of his songs, I did a little mashup for you.
Nothing.
Okay.
They all sound the same, though. That's kind of interesting.
Well, I tried. Doors open at 7. The show starts at 8, people.
He's knocking it out of the park on this tour. Have you seen snippets? Like, he's doing covers at each show.
He's in Portland tonight. My sister and my niece are seeing him. They're so excited.
I think he's one of the most talented performers out there right now.
You know what? Sully's going to be coming back a year from now, and he'll be like a total Benson Boone head.
Yeah, are we talking about Moonbeam ice cream?
Probably not.
Katrina, you stay there because you have your weekly parenting feature coming up.
That's right.
This is Seattle's Morning News.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR, and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo, and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th, and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville Yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data protecting caregivers that we all depend on. and how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Cars for Kids, the easy way to donate your car. Donate today and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.com or 1-877-CARS4KIDS.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show, Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Friday morning, 6:48. Could your parenting style be the reason teachers are throwing in the towel?
Katrina is back with her weekly parenting feature. Katrina.
Hi, guys. We've talked about the pushback of gentle parenting with parents and experts, but now teachers are speaking up about this. Emmy, a kindergarten teacher, has this message for parents on TikTok.
Tell your kid no, okay? Tell your child no. Tell them no as a complete sentence. And do not teach them that telling them no invites them to argue with you, okay? Because if I can't tell your child no as an adult and they don't respect the no, they're basically unteachable.
Tina Midkiff is a longtime educator and has owned a daycare for nearly 20 years. She spoke with the Tamron Hall Show and says she has seen it all and it's getting worse. Here's a real-life situation a parent shared. A toddler, let's say his name is Johnny, threw a shoe at the music teacher and hit him in the stomach. So what happened next? Johnny was forced to apologize to the teacher, and that was it. So Tina explains what's supposed to happen to Johnny.
Well, they teach us that we're supposed to redirect, which is not working because we're redirecting them to a reward. There has to be a consequence. You don't get to get picked up and go get ice cream.
So what happens if the child begins to negotiate?
If parents start parenting at a young age, we're not going to get to the point where a child's going to throw a chair.
Yeah.
They're going to know that there's going to be consequences, not necessarily from the teacher, but at home. Because when the parents get the phone call, they know something's going to happen. Right. But if we're not parenting them to that point till they understand that, then they negotiate.
From verbal outbursts to physical aggression, educators say student behavior has reached a boiling point. One teacher described it as emotional warfare, where every day feels like a battle for basic respect and safety. The result, educators are walking away from the careers they once loved. Schools nationwide are reporting record high turnover rates, but still there is hope. Some districts are investing in behavioral support teams, mental health resources, and less educators are afraid to have these difficult conversations with parents about their children's behavior.
You really wonder what this is going to do. You think about the education system. Basically, you're guaranteed a D. You are guaranteed you are going to pass almost no matter what. And it just gets back to, I know parents are doing their best, but if there are no consequences, that has to wind up being a problem at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
What did she say? Own the no? Own the no?
Own the no.
I like that.
Yeah.
I need to embrace
sentence.
that.
Yeah. No.
Since when did negotiating become a thing?
Oh, since my daughter was 3.
Forget that. No.
I mean, I agree that I don't think it should. I think there's a certain level of when a kid gets to a certain age, them learning those negotiation skills might be somewhat valuable in kind of just generally communicating and advocating for themselves, but it should never sway what you do as a parent, or certainly what they're able to get away with in school.
Oh, once baby Gemma looks at you, David, and she goes, "But Daddy."
Well, yeah, there's no negotiating. She gets anything she wants. But
Johnny throws a shoe.
Yeah.
At the
His
teacher.
ass is mine. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's
and at home. Sorry. No, forget it.
Yeah.
You're walking without shoes.
it used to be you would get in trouble at school and then you would get in more trouble at home. And now it's like you go to your parents to come fight your battles against your teacher. I feel like that's where the shift has been, what I've heard from young parents.
What's it like for you, Katrina? I mean, you've got the two toddlers right now. How are you finding that balance?
Well, it's quite simple. So anytime my son or daughter are misbehaving, there are definitely consequences. Okay. Playtime is over. We're not having a dance party tonight. There's going to be no book reading before bed. You're going straight to bed. That's it. Lights out. And they will cry. And even though it may sound harsh, too bad.
You just said it's simple, and I envy you.
Wait a second. There's a dance party at Katrina's place every night.
Let's go.
Every night we have a dance party because they have so much energy. So we need to burn off all that energy.
You're a great mom.
Thank
I try.
You. Katrina,
Thanks,
we love these features. Thank you. It is 6:53 and no shoe throwing at Sully. He is watching the traffic, calling balls and strikes, and taking no guff.
Maybe it's this bad parenting that is leading to terrible driving.
Could be.
I think we could blame that. I think we could, let's investigate that, shall we? Right now, nobody's being too bad out there, actually, on the roads. There are few of you out there today. We do have a couple of issues. One, this crash, northbound I-5, as you work your way to the top of the hill towards Highway 18 out of Fife. We've got ourselves about a 25-minute trip. It's over on the right-hand side, not really blocking, but it's right there at the exit to 18. Give yourself about 25 minutes to make that drive, and then Federal Way to Seattle's running right around 40, which is pretty good. Northbound 167, struggling past the lane restrictions in Pacific, but by most day standards, I mean, a 10-minute delay through that is not bad, even on a day like today. So 45 minutes to make it from Puyallup to Renton, then Renton to Bellevue, a little over 25 minutes, not too bad. Coming down from the north end, there's more of a struggle through southbound 405 in Canyon Park than you might have expected for a Friday light. Crash still over on the right-hand shoulder there. 45 minutes from Everett to Bellevue, about 40 now from Everett to Seattle, maybe a little under. Starting to see some brake lights in Shoreline. Across the lake, we're still doing really well. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube, click subscribe, and get fresh video content daily.
And our forecast as we get ready for the big weekend, a sprinkle or two today, otherwise just partly cloudy and 66. Boy, it's going to be a nice weekend for Seahawks, Mariners, Sounders too. Can't forget the Sounders. Isolated showers for tomorrow, but things should clear off by afternoon. Some sunshine and 64. Sunday, lots of sunshine and 66. Right now in Seattle, it's a little bit foggy and 52.
Sully, at least we're not on CNN, where the Chiron reads, "The life of a showgirl, full of bops and love songs about Travis Kelce." And they've got they're in their 40s and 50s talking about Taylor Swift now.
Some sort of expert is on right now.
Experts.
That's why we get to watching CNN.
Yeah. Bops and love songs.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Coming up, we have Luke Ducey outside T-Mobile Park. We're mere hours, 35 or so, from the Mariners playoff game against the Tigers.
Also, we'll get more on the government shutdown. CBS's Michael Wallace is going to join us coming up at 7:15. It's Friday morning. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Too many breakup songs getting you down? Put a little bossa nova in the playlist. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Get a good-to-go pass to save $2 every time you use it, and on other toll roads in Washington.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course. And it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. Northwest News.
Announcing the Royal Corgis.
What have you done?
I wired pounds to London to buy Royal Corgis.
You went to the bank to wire money for Royal Corgis?
That means yes.
You are so dumb. Banks are slow and they hide all kinds of fees and transfers.
Those mutts.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. It's faster and never hides fees. Oh, they're fighting, just like the real royal family.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
Do you know someone whose everyday actions make Washington stronger? Someone whose care, service, and connection lift us all. They're Washington's community champions, and WSECU wants to celebrate them this fall. Steve Rabel here. WSECU has been serving Washington since 1957, and they're the only credit union named Forbes' Best Credit Union 5 years running. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your Washington Community Champion today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
Tired of uneven heating, noisy systems, and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings with every system, and every system qualifies for max tax credits. Call the comfort people at homecomfortalliance.com.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A fallen rap mogul is about to go before a court for sentencing in New York on his prostitution-related case. Correspondent Jerika Duncan is there.
In a 4-page letter to the judge overseeing his case, Sean Diddy Combs apologized for his actions and begged for leniency. I take full responsibility and accountability for my past wrongs, he wrote, later adding, I ask for mercy today and promising to never commit a crime again.
Prosecutors are asking that Combs be sentenced to at least 11 years. The defense, no more than 14 months. That would mean he could be freed before the end of the year. The government shutdown drags on. CBS's Tina Kraus is in Washington.
Today, the U.S. Senate is set to hold another round of votes, now 3 days into a shutdown stalemate. Republicans insist the only way forward is to pass the House's short-term spending bill. But Democrats won't drop their demands that the bill include federal health care subsidies and protections for Medicaid.
This morning, the White House budget director announced the administration will withhold $2.1 billion in funding for Chicago infrastructure projects. Today's report on monthly jobs, a victim of the shutdown. CBS's Michael Wallace says economists and investors are getting sometimes conflicting data.
Economists and investors have to look elsewhere for jobs data since the Bureau of Labor Statistics isn't releasing the official government report. They're looking at this week's numbers from the payroll processor ADP, which said the private sector lost 32,000 jobs in September, and Revelio Labs, which estimates the U.S. added 60,000 jobs last month. Some economists are also factoring the number of job openings posted on Indeed.
New details about the deaths of 2 teenage girls in New Jersey killed while they were riding an electric bike Monday. CBS's Lele Luciano says a teenage boy has been charged with murder.
According to law enforcement, after hitting the girls, the suspect did not stop and later ditched his black SUV.
We don't want to bury our children are to bury us.
Parents of the victims released a statement saying the driver had been plotting his attack against Maria for months.
British officials say one of the two people killed in yesterday's synagogue attack and one of the wounded were mistakenly shot by police. During a visit to the temple today, Prime Minister Keir Starmer blamed anti-Semitism.
We must be clear. It is a hatred that is rising once again, and Britain must defeat it once again.
Just in from Chicago, police report at least one arrest in clashes between protesters and Illinois state troopers outside the Broadview ICE facility. The Dow is up 193 points. S&P ahead 16. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
7:03. Let's head over to the traffic desk with Sully.
And the heaviest slowdown we have today is on northbound I-5 as we work our way through Fife up the hill to 18. Still dealing with a crash involving a couple of different cars. Got a lot of light shows going on there with the troopers that have arrived. So plan on about a 25-minute trip from Tacoma to Federal Way. About a 10-minute delay as you work your way. And then about 42 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way, we have brake lights past the West Seattle Bridge now. Northbound 167, at least a 10 or 12-minute delay now, getting closer to 50 minutes to run that drive from Puyallup up to Renton. All of that right there through Pacific, through the lane restrictions. And then you get up into Renton, and the S-curves are active, but it's not quite 30 minutes to make it up into Bellevue as of yet. Coming down from the north end, our good friend Ted telling us that it's going about 35 miles an hour off and on between the Mill Creek interchange down through Northgate. So give yourself about 45 minutes from Everett down into Seattle. About 50 from Everett into Bellevue as we continue to work with that crash on the right shoulder near Canyon Park. Lake bridges are still good. 18 over Tiger Mountain's a little heavy in the eastbound direction, working your way down the east slope over to I-90. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Friday morning, 7:04, and tomorrow night, the Mariners begin their postseason push. You can feel it across the city.
The action is in Soto, and so is KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey outside the ballpark this morning. Nearly showtime, and Luke, you can almost smell the garlic fries already.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be the worst decision that you're going to have if you're going to one of these games this weekend. Game 1, Game 2, Saturday and Sunday is, what am I going to eat here at T-Mobile? Oh, man, it is so exciting. You know, there's nobody here right now except for the occasional commuter, and you got the maintenance crew out here doing little things here and there to get the ballpark ready, but there's definitely an excitement, a buzz in the air. You know, this is the first time the Mariners are in the American League Division Series in 3 years, the first time they've won their division in 24 years. I met a lot of great fans before yesterday's Mariners scrimmage, including Ethan.
I'm very excited for the playoffs, so we got a good bullpen, I think, and that's something to look forward to over the season. We saw like Wu come out and stand out for the Mariners, so I'm really excited.
Amanda, you know, also, you were talking about this in the studio yesterday. Not a lot of you listeners are really excited about talking about the words World Series. Because you think you might jinx it for the Mariners, and I know you were laying into David. You didn't want to ask him to ask Rick Riz about that, right? But you know what, Amanda? Not Ethan.
I think we're winning it. I think the Mariners are winning it for sure. I think we're favored right now, other than the Dodgers, right? But I mean, a Dodgers Mariners World Series would be really cool to see.
Ethan, stop it.
And Amanda, Keith is okay with it too.
First time in my whole adult life. It's amazing. I'm super excited. I wish I could be going to the game, but definitely going to be watching.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching too. Hey, Game 1, first pitch is 5:38 tomorrow. Game 2, 5:03 first pitch. And yes, someone's going to be sitting there with a stopwatch, and they're going to nail 5:38 and 5:03 on the dot, because this is national TV, folks. This is big time. We're not messing around here. But that Game 2 is right after the Seahawks take on the Tampa Bay Bucks right across the street. So you got 2 games on Sunday, which is going to create a traffic nightmare. Now, I've told you I'm going to give you advice every half an hour about what to do about that traffic, but here's my wife's advice. My wife would tell you, don't listen to me, because if it's anything professional, work-related, I'm on time. If it's not, I'm always late, and I admit it. But here's what I would do. I would pregame it for sure. You got to pregame it. Then get an Uber, get down here early, and then find a tailgate. And then, Amanda, garlic fries, hot dog. I mean, there's a great place in here that it's like Japanese-style hot dogs. I don't know what you choose after that, but it's all good. It's all good. It's playoff baseball.
All right, Luke, I just noticed they've actually added some food items to the menu for the postseason, and one is crab legs in a helmet with caviar on the side.
Come on.
It's postseason. You got to do it up, right?
Doozy special.
Can you imagine sitting in the bleachers trying to balance the crab legs on your leg?
All right, Luke, we'll check in with you soon. It's 7:07. Federal judge hears arguments today. It'll be at 10 in the morning on blocking National Guard troops from deploying in Portland. If deployed, the troops would likely head first to Portland's ICE facility, where demonstrations continue. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson says the original judge recused himself.
There was a motion that was brought by the Trump administration asking Judge Michael Simon to recuse himself from this case because his wife is a Democratic congresswoman who has spoken out against the deployment of the National Guard in Portland. The argument was that people don't think this judge can be impartial given the comments that his wife has made. The judge opted to recuse himself. He said that he did not think that was legally required, but said that he wanted the focus to be not on him, but on the important legal issues.
And if you were wondering where those troops are right now, KXL Radio reports they are in the process of training for deployment.
Those troops will soon be working without pay. They are now under federal Title X authority. That means they've been activated by the U.S. government, which is currently shut down. Many of those guardsmen have to take leave from their regular jobs to deploy. Now they'll have to wait for the shutdown to lift before they receive back pay for guarding Portland's ICE facility. No word yet exactly on when those troops will deploy to the streets.
Keeping you informed since 1974.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Feels like a Friday, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Kind of feels like Christmas Eve, doesn't it?
Well, we're getting there. I hope Luke did not jinx anything with those people talking about a certain game.
Ethan.
Yeah. Well, you are Manda.
I am.
I'm Charlie. We have the whole gang here. Producer David is working behind the scenes. Sully is at the traffic desk. We have Katrina, who's our editor. We've got Luke down at Soto. And, of course, Nick Krasia is picking the music and running the board for us today.
And coming up this hour of the show, CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace on the furloughs and program cuts we're anticipating as the shutdown continues.
It's 7:10 now. Democrats holding firm on day 3 of the government shutdown. Washington Congressman Adam Smith tells CNN they want a bipartisan budget.
Now, Donald Trump, Mike Johnson, all the Republicans have said they're not going to negotiate with us. They're not going to talk to us. They're not going to work with us. This is the budget. Take it or leave it. Well, that's just not the way this process works.
But Republican South Dakota Senator John Thune says Democrats are playing a losing game.
My Democrat colleagues have little to work with in this debate, with their own previous statements working against them. And so they've tried to portray the clean, nonpartisan funding bill before us is something other than what it is.
Senate will vote again today on a Republican-backed bill that has already failed.
Well, the Trump administration is canceling more than $1 billion meant for energy and manufacturing projects in Washington. Democrats claim it's part of the president's plan to punish states that didn't vote for him. Governor Bob Ferguson says the cuts include funding for a new hydrogen hub that will create more than 10,000 jobs. The Department of Energy says the 223 projects nationwide wouldn't give taxpayers a good return on their investment. President Trump has called climate change the greatest con job ever. The $1 billion cut to Washington is part of a $7.5 billion cuts nationwide.
As the shutdown continues, Republicans are urging Democrats to pass their short-term spending plan for government funding, but millions of Americans could see their health premiums increase if the tax expires. Dr. David Zones is the chief medical officer at Harborview. He worries an increase in premiums on top of cuts already made to Medicaid would prompt people to delay care.
And this ultimately will lead to a higher cost of having to care for patients because they're going to be sicker.
He says they'll end up in the ER. It's dangerous for them and ultimately will cost taxpayers more.
In Snohomish County, a man was arrested for intentionally setting fires at adult video stores. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas.
Police say he did 2 before they caught up to him. The Everett Herald says the first fire happened at Adult Airport Video. Deputies were told people in the store heard footsteps and then some sort of liquid pouring, and then the flames started. We spoke to Everett police, who confirmed a second fire was started just 2 hours later at the Love Zone. Deputies picked him up at a nearby parking lot and connected him to both of those crimes.
It's 7:12 now, and let's head over to Nick Allard. His weather forecast is brought to us by State Roofing and Exteriors. And speaking of roofing, it sounds like the roof will be open tomorrow, Nick?
I think so. I mean, the thing is, after midnight tonight, there'll be a couple of showers that come in, and I still think there'll be a few around tomorrow, but I'd be shocked playing that late in the day at 5:38 if there'll be any showers left. So I'm thinking yes, maybe closed during the day, but I'm thinking yes, it will be open during the actual game time, and for sure on Sunday. Well, today it's very foggy with that dense fog advisory in the South Sound, and then we're going to see the fog lift. You'll see a nice window with some sunshine before clouds increase late. We'll get to the mid-60s, and I think you will find some isolated showers closer to midnight and beyond into early tomorrow, then mainly wrapping up as the morning goes on. And then tomorrow is also in the mid-60s, call it partly cloudy with more sunshine Sunday in the upper 60s, and next week we'll find some 70s with sunshine till late in the week when we'll see some rain return. But yeah, I'm thinking you couldn't ask this time of year for better weather for Mariners, Sounders, and Seahawks victories.
All right. Thanks, Nick. Right now in Seattle, it's 52 and mostly clear. 7:13.
And time to get back to Chris Sullivan for our traffic every 10 minutes.
And most of my attention is down in the Pierce County area where we have two slowdowns. One of them, northbound 5, the other northbound 167. 167 is the normal stuff because of the lane restrictions. Got about a 10 or 12 minute delay there, maybe 15. It's 50 minutes, 50, from Puyallup up into Renton, all the way up there on 167. The brake lights, though, end right after that lane reduction in Pacific. The rest of the way on up, it's pretty good. And then Renton to Bellevue's under 30 minutes. Northbound I-5 up the 5 Hill to 18. We've been dealing with a crash over on the right-hand shoulder right as you get to the exit to 18. That's why we're running 25 minutes now from Tacoma to Federal Way. So about a 10-minute delay there. Not quite 45 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. It's not bad through the Kent Des Moines Road. It's really past the West Seattle Bridge into downtown where we see the heaviest part of that drive. Olympia to Tacoma has no issues. Coming down from the north end, still kind of slow away from Linwood on 405. We had an earlier crash near 527 there that kind of set us behind. 45 minutes from Everett to Bellevue is a little bit behind schedule. You compare that to the 40 minutes you're getting from Everett to Seattle. You got to see the disparity. Across the lake, we're doing really well, and 18 over Tiger Mountain are really on the east slope towards I-90. A little slowing there, but by most day standards, it's okay. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Bad Bunny has conquered the charts, and now he's taking on Saturday Night Live again. Here's KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gashard.
The recently announced headliner of the Super Bowl halftime show is set to host the series premiere of SNL. Bad Bunny also appeared as the musical guest in last season's finale, so this technically marks the first time anyone has ever had billed 2 episodes back-to-back. Bad Bunny will take the stage with musical guest Doja Cat, and she'll be in Seattle next weekend.
There are wild rumors all over the place this morning that Taylor Swift might stop by SNL.
Oh.
I know. Not here to spread rumors, but it's all over the place this morning.
You don't want to, you would definitely not want to spread a rumor.
No.
About Taylor Swift. Thank you, Katrina. 7:15.
Reliable, refreshing, and ready every morning. Seattle's Morning News.
Well, it is day 3 of the federal government shutdown. Still no resolution in sight as both Republicans and Democrats continue to trade accusations of who is to blame for the funding lapse.
And following this story is CBS's Michael Wallace. Good morning, Michael. A lot of this seems to come down to who you talk to. The Democrats say they need some action on the Affordable Care Act. Republicans will tell you that they just want a punt almost, and that the government should be funded for a few more weeks, and then they can negotiate it.
That's basically where we stand. Yeah, I mean, the Senate is going to take up that House-passed spending bill again this afternoon, and it's going to take up the Democratic alternative as well. There should be some more votes this afternoon, but it doesn't seem like anybody has made much headway in the last couple of days. So by the end of the day, we're probably still going to be in a stalemate here, day 3 of the shutdown.
What are we hearing now from House Speaker Mike Johnson about the potential to find some common ground?
Yeah, he's not sounding too confident. As you mentioned, these tax credit extensions for the Affordable Care Act are the key thing. 22 million Americans are using those plans, and if these tax extensions are not, extended by the end of the year, then a lot of these premiums for a lot of these Americans could double. I have my notes here somewhere. Right now, the average person pays $888 in premiums. That could double to $1,904 next year if the tax credits aren't extended. So there's a lot of money at stake here. But, Republicans are saying we're just trying to get a temporary spending bill passed right now for the next few weeks. Those tax credits don't expire until the end of December. Let's get the temporary spending bill in now so we can reopen the government and we can worry about those tax credits later on in the year. But Democrats want this done now as part of the bigger budget picture.
Michael, what are we hearing about those mass layoffs the administration is considering?
I think we're getting closer. Earlier this week, the administration said that they would probably start in the coming days. There's now word from the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, that the layoffs are likely going to be in the thousands. And she reiterated they could start any day now. As you know, in a lot of the past government shutdowns, it's mostly been just furloughs. And then once the government reopens, everybody comes back and most people get their retroactive pay and everybody moves on. But this time, President Trump is looking at it as a way to cut some more jobs, and layoffs are a possibility. I don't know if you saw the Truth Social post the president put up last night where he shows the White House budget director, Russell Vought, basically as the Reaper, saying that he wields the pen, the funds, and the brain. He plays Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Fear the Reaper underneath. So the president seems to actually be having some sort of fun with all this, the prospect of cutting more jobs. And again, those layoffs could start any time now.
We'll be waiting and watching. Michael, thanks for the update this morning. CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace.
7:18.
Bringing you Seattle's morning news since 1974. This is KIRO News Radio.
Okay, I've been talking about how excited I am.
Yeah.
Well, probably not as excited as one Mr. Tom Hutler.
What's going on?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Tom is the voice of T-Mobile Park.
For decades now.
You have been there for so many key moments, and we have you here in the studio. The floor is yours. How are you feeling right now?
Oh, gosh. Very, very excited. Obviously, this is the first time we've won a division since 2001, which is a long, long time to go. And it's only the fourth division title we've ever had. And the playoffs we just made again in 2022. But didn't go as far as we wanted to that year, but there was never, I don't think, among most of us, the feeling that team was as solid top to bottom as this one is. This one is just built for the postseason, especially with the acquisitions they made at the trade deadline with Gino Suarez and Josh Naylor, who's become a fan favorite. And so those guys, you look down our lineup, there's no easy out.
It's amazing.
There's no easy out anymore. And there used to be a couple guys just like, we can pitch around him to get to this guy or that guy. You got to pitch to 9 really pretty darn good hitters who, if not hitting for high average, all have some power. And they have some speed. They're like third in the major leagues in home runs. They're third in the major leagues in stolen bases. So it's a pretty well-rounded club.
Tom, I've been to a playoff game before back in the 90s. So it's been a long time, but you've been to a lot of playoff games. Can you just kind of describe the electricity that is in the ballpark when it happens?
Definitely a different feeling. In fact, we've been down there the last 2 days. They wanted to do scrimmages. Dan wanted his team to remain sharp, and rather than just take batting practice or throw on the side, he wanted them to go through game conditions. So they had they called up several guys from the minor leagues and integrated them into the major league lineup, and they had groups of 4 hitting at one time off different pitchers. None of them were our starting pitchers, but just the fact that they had opened it to the public, and they limited the amount of people that could come in, and it sold out at 5,000 people, which was pretty incredible to see people come and pay $10 to come and watch a scrimmage. And so there's that. And then once you get to the actual day of the game tomorrow, as I recall, it's pretty exciting because you've got people from all over Major League Baseball around, the network executives, the network broadcast team is there. And it's a whole different thing. Major League Baseball kind of takes it out of our hands, and they kind of oversee the whole thing and run the whole thing. And it becomes a big production. And I guess the excitement is that, tomorrow and Sunday are key games because it's a best-of-5 series. So you really would love to get both of them. At the very least, you have to get a split before you go back to Detroit. But I think this team can do it. I think this team is built for a deep run.
We're not saying WS.
No.
Not saying WS.
West Seattle?
West Seattle. No, but this is must be just amazing for you. I'm so excited for you.
I'm just wondering, we talk to Rick Riz every week, and he has talked about this Cheetos superstition that he has eating Cheetos every game. Do you have something before game time that you like to do that you feel is kind of a superstition that brings the team some sort of extra energy?
I go trick-or-treating. There's a but now I won't be able to do that. So Rob, who's the TV floor producer for Root Sports, RIP, always had a big basket of candy in the Root Sports booth there. And so I go in there and grab a bunch of like little fun-sized Snicker bars and everything. But now that there's going to be FS1 or Fox doing the broadcast,
you'll have to bring your own bowl of candy.
I'm going to have to bring my own bowl of candy and pass it out to everybody else.
Make sure the candy's there.
That's right.
All right. Well, maybe make your voice extra deep tomorrow night for the fans. Okay. Tom Hutler, great to have you here.
Awesome.
7:23 now. We head over to Sully with traffic.
And no real surprises out there on this Friday light. Brake lights were right where they should be. Maybe a little bit of unusual slowing on northbound I-5 from Fife up to 18 because of a crash right at the exit to 18. 25 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way is about 10 minutes behind schedule. You'll pick up the pace there. Federal Way to Seattle's only running around 45 minutes, maybe a little under, so that's good. The northbound slowing on 167, give yourself about 10 extra minutes to make the drive from Puyallup to Renton. It's only about 45 to 48 minutes now to get up into Renton. There is some brake lights at the north end, and then Renton to Bellevue is getting close to a half an hour. But really, that's a pretty good travel time, whether it's Friday or not. Coming down from the north end, there are some brake lights westbound across the trestle, just a little bit of volume getting over to Everett. And then away from Linwood, we're starting to see a little bit more on the I-5 side. 405 has been a little heavier because of a crash in Canyon Park, but give yourself 42 minutes from Everett to Bellevue and about 40 from Everett to Seattle. Should pad enough time to get where you need to go. Olympia to Tacoma has no problems. Same with the Lake Bridges. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Well, a few sprinkles here and there. Otherwise, partly sunny by afternoon. 66 today. Tomorrow looks like just isolated showers, but we should dry out by game time. Sunshine and 64, and then mostly sunny on Sunday and 66. Right now in Seattle, foggy and 52.
Coming up, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey outside T-Mobile Park. People getting excited ahead of tomorrow night's playoff game.
And also in today's commentary, hopefully this is going to be one that lights up the text line in a good way.
Yeah.
Right?
For once. We'll have the top 5 Mariners moments, according to me. That's on the way on Seattle's Morning News.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO News Radio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio. On 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
A Men's Health Moment with Revive Men's Health.
Low testosterone can impact your energy, muscle tone, focus, and mood. A free testosterone check and personalized treatment plan from Revive Men's Health can help you feel like yourself again.
Learn more at revivemenshealth.com.
GLP-1 weight loss medications are powerful, but without medical oversight, they can also be risky. At Longevity Medical Clinics, we don't believe in shortcuts. We believe in real medicine, real monitoring, and real results. Our GLP-1 weight loss program is personalized to your biology with lab work, ongoing adjustments, and medical professionals guiding you every step of the way. Here's the truth. These medications can suppress appetite and help you lose weight. But if no one is monitoring your heart, your blood sugar, or your overall health, you could be putting your body at risk. That's why we test, track, and fine-tune so your results are safe and sustainable. If you're serious about losing weight and you want to do it the right way, Longevity Medical Clinic is here to help. We combine the power of modern medicine with the confidence of medical oversight so you can focus on feeling better, stronger, and healthier. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com to schedule your free health analysis. Longevity Medical Clinics.
Leaves are falling, school's back, and the holidays are almost here. You're busy, and you need a bank that won't slow you down. WaFd Bank is here for you with free business checking. You'll have access to online banking with bill pay, mobile deposit, signer and non-signer debit cards, and the option to upgrade your account with treasury management services as your business grows. Take things to the next level with knowledgeable bankers that understand your business. WaFd Bank, built for business. Visit wafdbank.com. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply. Member FDIC.
Buy more, save more at Dania Furniture. For a limited time, save $200 instantly for every $800 you spend in our showroom. It's the perfect way to complete your look for less or splurge on your dream piece for your living room, dining room, outdoor space, home office, or bedroom. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at amazonbusiness.com.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville Yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event this Saturday, October 4th through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event starting this Saturday. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe there are 7 steps that must be taken in preparation for a successful retirement. Retirement needs more than just a basic income plan. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Tired of uneven heating, noisy systems, and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings with every system, and every system qualifies for max tax credits. Call the Comfort People at HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 7:30. Well, it is so early, even the moose is hitting snooze. But Mariners fans tell KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey they'll be loud by tomorrow night's playoff game against the Tigers.
He's live in Soto. Luke?
Don't you love the city? Don't you love playoff baseball?
Yes, yes.
This is a fantastic time. You know, people are starting to make their way to work here, their morning commute. And, you know, all you have to do to a complete stranger walking right by you is say, go M's. They know. Everyone knows. Seize the moment, folks, as the Mariners would say. Game 1 tomorrow evening at 5:38. That's the first pitch. Yesterday I was out here outside T-Mobile Park, and I met some great fans who were here for the Mariners scrimmage. Steven got me so hyped.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to this. It's excitement to just go with the flow. They got the mojo right now. Mojo's been a Mariner, part of Mariners for a very long time, so they're living that, and they're giving everybody of Seattle or Mariner fans the experience of having that mojo back.
Yeah, mojo is back. And you know what else is back? That's right, weed smoking guy, y'all. If you've been listening all morning, I don't know how someone can consume so much.
He's been at it for an hour and a half.
I know. He takes breaks.
Is he working, or is he? What's he just hanging?
I don't know. I can't tell, but I will find out. But and here you are, Amanda, talking about the new food items at the ballpark with crab legs and baseball helmets and caviar. Come on. I am hyped this weekend. Game 2 in the division series, though, is on Sunday, right after the Hawks play the Tampa Bay Bucks, right across the street. So, every half hour we've been talking about this traffic nightmare. I'm going to get a little serious about the traffic for once this morning. What do you do? Well, Sully, help me out here. I think if you park down here, that's going to be busy, but there are going to be 2 rounds of parking, one for the Hawks game, one for the Mariners. Is that right?
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, I mean, some people might. Yeah, that's a good thing to check. Say you're going to both games and you're going to the mayor. You might end up. I would double check with the guy who's gouging you on as the way you go out.
There you go.
To make sure. By the way, also places like Spot Hero, your app, buy parking in advance. They're even $100 now. The place, my lots that I usually are getting for $30, they're over $100.
Welcome
so they're making their money.
It's postseason, it might be worth it. I would probably take the bus. That's a good option. I'm looking at a Lime bike right now. That's a great option, or a scooter. But if you're pre-gaming, you can get a DUI doing that. So I wouldn't do that. Well, look, you'll figure it out. It's playoff baseball, folks. It's playoff baseball. Live in Seattle, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
All right, Luke, thank you. It is government shutdown day 3. President Trump is raising the stakes by threatening mass firings that could possibly begin today. CBS's Nancy Cordes has more.
Typically, shutdowns don't lead to layoffs, but President Trump is saying that this situation gives him an unprecedented opportunity to slash government agencies, especially the ones that Democrats care about the most. White House officials tell us the first wave of layoffs could be announced today.
And meantime, the Trump administration just canceled $1 billion in funding for 11 Washington state projects. Democratic Congresswoman Susan DelBene calls it political revenge for not voting for Trump. But the Energy Department says these projects were not economically viable and wouldn't give taxpayers a good return.
Time to check traffic. Chris Sullivan is watching the roads. Is it Friday light?
Yeah, reasonably, which is good. But we do have a couple of accidents here and there that we've had. Plus, we have the lane restrictions on 167. So I'm going to start there through Pacific. We do have about a 2-mile backup. That's been pretty constant, even when it's light like it is today. We're back under 50 minutes from Puyallup to Renton, and most of the braking is just right there. And then Renton to Bellevue's under a half an hour, but not by much. But, I mean, the S-curves are active. But by the time you're up to 30th, it starts thinning out into Bellevue. Northbound I-5 has been a little heavier through the Tacoma area from Fife up to 18. We had a crash right at the top of the hill there that's still over on the right-hand shoulder. So that's why you have about 25 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way. Federal Way to Seattle's 45 minutes, with 30 of that from South Center. Those last couple of miles are going to be heavy, but nothing you can't handle. And we're thinning out into Canyon Park after a crash early this morning. Give yourself about 40 to 42 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. This report brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. Best place to watch your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there, emeraldqueen.com.
We're going to be partly sunny by afternoon. Might see a sprinkle or two before then. 66 our high for today. Tomorrow looks great, just isolated showers, if anything. Otherwise, partly sunny and 64. Mostly sunny and beautiful on Sunday with a high of 66. Right now, cloudy. We have some fog. It's 51 in Seattle.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
All right, 7:35 and time for this morning's commentary. Tomorrow, ALDS, T-Mobile Park. The city's ready. And if you love the Mariners like I do, you carry a whole soundtrack of moments in your head. So let's run through the 5 that shaped what Mariners baseball feels like. My 5, and I'll roll the sound as we go. So let's go with September 1990. Father and son, same uniform, same inning. Ken Griffey Sr. had just hit a home run, and Jr. is at the plate.
I mean, the story continues to get better and better and better and better over the last 2 weeks ever since Senior signed. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a fly ball deep in the left field, way back, going back, goodbye baseball, they do it! The Griffeys with back-to-back home runs, and the story continues.
October 1st, 2004, Ichiro makes history with the most hits in a single season.
Now the windup and the 3-2 on the way. Swinging a ground ball, base it up the middle. There it is, number 258, a major league record for Ichiro. The fans are on their feet, and Ichiro has just established a new single-season hit record.
Man, I love Rick Riz. Okay. October 2012, 27 up, 27 down. King Felix, the crown on the King Court roaring, the whole ballpark holding its breath between pitches.
One strike away from baseball history. Hernandez looks in, the windup, and the 2-2 pitch. Strike three called. Felix Hernandez pumps his arms in the air. Felix has just thrown the first perfect game in Seattle Mariners history. He's being mobbed by his teammates behind the mound. He's done it. He's done it. Felix Hernandez, a no-hit perfect game. The first in Mariner history, the fourth no-hitter in Mariner history. Holy smokes!
I was standing outside the stadium when that happened. I think you could have probably heard the shouting all the way to Ballard. It was loud. Okay, let's move along here. Cal Raleigh, September 30th, 2022. 2 strikes. It's the bottom of the ninth. Pinch hit and a swing that carried the Mariners back to the playoffs for the first time in decades.
Here's the stretch. The 3-2 pitch, swinging a drive, deep to right field, stay fair. Holy smokes, he did it! Off the Hidden Air Cafe. Cal Raleigh with a walk-off home run. How sweet it is! The Mariners end the 20-year drought.
And if you are from Seattle, you know what number 1 is. The swing that sent the Yankees home, sent the Mariners forward, and oh yeah, saved baseball in Seattle. Here's Dave Niehaus.
They would love a base hit into the gap, and they could win it with Junior speed, the stretch. And the 0-1 pitch on the way to Edgar Martinez. Swung on the line, down the left field line for a base hit. Here comes Joy. Here is Junior to third base. They're going to wave him in. The throw to the plate will be late. The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship. I don't believe it. It just continues. My, oh my. Edgar Martinez with a double. Ripped down the left field line, and they are going crazy at the Kingdome.
From the Kingdome to Safeco to T-Mobile, now the team's DNA is comebacks, chaos, and charisma. We've lived it, we've shouted it, and now it's time to add another chapter. I cannot wait for tomorrow. And that's the commentary for October 3rd. You can always weigh in. What's your favorite moment of Mariners history? 888-973-5476. Also putting this up on mynorthwest.com. I have a few honorable mentions, Manda. Yeah, I mean, you think about the one-game tiebreaker that same season, 95. Basically an inside-the-park grand slam for Soho. Game 4 of the ALDS in 95, where you've got Edgar hitting that grand slam. I was there for that.
We are praying for more awesome highlights after this weekend.
We'll play them next year.
All right. You made me cry. I knew you were going to. All right. Top that, Sully. What's coming up in traffic?
Well, I was going to be telling you that I was out covering a wildfire during that perfect game, no-hitter. And back then, social media wasn't all that great. I had no idea what was going on as we were out fighting a fire. I'm going to start with northbound 167 as we come up the Valley Freeway. We break it down for you next.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way.
That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Hey, it's Brock Ewart here, and you got to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It could save you a lot of money and get your family better coverage. First Mark has saved my family thousands of dollars every year. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
7:43 now, and Chris Sullivan is at the traffic desk.
And all in all, we're in pretty good shape across the board. I mean, there are some brake lights here and there, but it is Friday light, so we're getting through things okay. I'm going to start with the 405 corridor, which has definitely added a few more customers now. So we're up over 30 minutes to make it from Renton to Bellevue. So not exactly super Friday light, but better than most days. Behind that on the Valley Freeway, we still have a very heavy backup approaching Pacific, where we have the lane restrictions. You're going to have about a 50-minute trip now from Puyallup to Renton, which is probably about 15 minutes slower than it should be on a Friday light. Northbound I-5 still struggling up the Fife Hill because of this crash up at 18. It's over on the right-hand shoulder. Never really was blocking in any significant way, but you need about 25 to 28 minutes to go from Tacoma to Federal Way. That's plus 10. And then Federal Way to Seattle's got about a 45-minute trip. 30 of those minutes are from South Center. Coming down from the north end, a pretty good drive on I-5. However, there is some braking on 204 and Highway 2 across the trestle, so not exactly any Friday discounts for you guys. Away from Linwood on 5 and 405, kind of the normal stuff for a Friday. Give yourself about 40 to 45 minutes on either one of those drives. Eastbound I-90 continuing to struggle across Mercer Island now because of that expansion joint work. Just got an update overnight that it'll probably last until Sunday morning now, not Saturday morning, to finish up that expansion joint and getting all four of our lanes back there. So plan on about 25 minutes from Seattle to Bellevue at this point on I-90. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Our forecast, maybe a few sprinkles. Otherwise, a decent day. We're going to see some sunshine by afternoon, warming up to 66 today. Tomorrow, just isolated showers, if any. 64, the high, partly sunny by afternoon. Sunday, mostly sunny and 66. It's 51 in Seattle right now.
You can always tell it's a bad idea when a story begins with these three words. A new TikTok challenge.
That wasn't 3 words.
That was 4 words. A new TikTok challenge involving instant noodles is heating up for all the wrong reasons. Here's Katrina with the details.
This challenge is inspired by Netflix hit movie K-pop Demon Hunters. The instant noodle challenge has people trying to slurp down ramen like the characters in the movie. One doctor tells CBS hospitals are seeing a rise in burns in young patients.
We've certainly seen burns from noodles, and usually it's when it comes out of the microwave and gets tipped over.
And a recent study at the University of Chicago found 31% of scald admissions were caused by instant noodles.
I think Katrina just picks these stories to poke the bear, and the bear in this case being Sully.
Yes.
He's got his head in his hands. He's wondering what he just heard.
We can't microwave stuff. Where? I mean, our country, I know our country's got issues, but if our kids can't microwave things without burning themselves?
The lawsuits aren't far behind, I'm sure.
Oh, my goodness. Really?
Katrina has his number.
Way to go, Demon Hunters.
Cup of noodles isn't like it's culinary awesome. It's water and heat. Come on.
Yeah, this is not the worst TikTok challenge I've seen. Yeah. A few years ago back, it was like cinnamon.
The cinnamon
or
challenge.
Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Katrina. G. Scott is coming up next on Seattle's Morning News.
Is your business ready for the holidays? Now that school's back in session, the shopping season is coming up fast, right, Brad?
Right, you are, Dave. And Wafat Bank is here to help businesses get ready. Whether you're looking to hire holiday staff, beef up your inventory, or start advertising, Wafat Bank can help make it happen with a business credit card, business loan, or line of credit.
Businesses need a lot of different tools to get the job done, and sometimes cash flow can be challenging. How can businesses make sure they're choosing the right option?
Our knowledgeable bankers can help look at individual plans and finances to go over which option might be the best fit. Wafat Bank has the tools and services to get that job done, whatever you might be looking for, including SBA lending options.
There's nothing quite as reassuring as having a professional banker in your corner. Thanks, Brad. To learn more, visit wafedbank.com or visit your local branch. Discover why Wafed Bank was awarded Best Bank by Forbes and Newsweek numerous years in a row. Wafed Bank, built for business. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
If you're a veteran struggling with your monthly bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage has some good news for you.
Rates have dropped recently, and this could be a great time for our veterans to think about a cash-out refinance to get out of your high-interest rate debt. For example, one of our clients had a 2.25% VA loan, but he owed more than $155,000 on credit cards and a home equity loan. So we paid off all of that debt and replaced his mortgage with a VA cash-out refinance. And the new VA loan saved him $1,268 per month. So give us a call and see if a VA cash-out refi can help save you money. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you can help non-veterans as well.
That's right. If you have a conventional loan, we'll run the numbers and see if we can help save you money, too.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts, Best Mortgage. Call now, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Hey, this is Pete from Home Matters. Tune in this weekend when we'll talk with local business owners about everything in and around your home. Join us on Saturdays from 2 to 3 right here on KIRO Newsradio, or listen to the podcast on mynorthwest.com.
And now, Tales of Another Way. You've got your same old playlist, but another song about a breakup is just a downer. 2 minutes in your music app, and now you're groovin', man. Sometimes another way is the better way, like the new SR 509 Expressway, the alternate route that'll help manage congestion on I-5 and other local roads. It's tolling now, and you can save $2 per toll with a Good to Go pass. Get a free sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
Seattle's Morning News. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime on mynorthwest.com.
Well, joining us from the G and Ursula show, which you can hear from 9 to noon, and host of the Reset podcast, G. Scott. Anything on your mind this morning?
Nothing but the Mariners and Seahawks.
Right?
On the minds of everybody's. This is the weekend. I had a few of the people I graduated from high school hit me up last night. They live in Detroit, right? They live in Detroit, and they said, hey, y'all ready for the Tigers? I said, are y'all ready for these Mariners? So it's going to be an exciting weekend. Shout out to the Sounders. They're going to be playing this weekend as well. I can't remember this kind of excitement, right? Because if you go back to 2001 when the Mariners won it, the AL West, there wasn't this type of excitement with the Seahawks in that way, right? So now you got it going on at the same time, right? The Seahawks right now, 3-1. They are considered one of the top 5 teams in the power rankings right now, so that's exciting. And then you got the Mariners. And something about when I saw the brackets, I don't know if you guys do this, but when I saw the bracket of official like a whistle. And I saw the Mariners against the Tigers and the Yankees, and I saw there's only 8 teams left. 8 teams left.
Well, you see outside the ballpark, it's 11 games left, 11 wins left.
The big sign they put up.
And it's 90 days left in 2025.
Oh, but who's counting?
So, gee, how are you going to pace yourself on Sunday? I don't know what I'm going to do.
Huh?
You got the Seahawks starting, what, at 1?
How I'm going to pace myself? I'm going to take some supplements. All right, Sully?
I'm down. I'll be taking some supplements, too.
Hey, man, sometimes you need a little supplement to keep you going throughout the rest of the day.
Well, I'm just hoping they're not peanut M&Ms. Hope it's not that kind of games for us.
Well, some people have candy. But, yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to be, look, I'm going to be so excited.
All weekend, right?
Yes, I'm going to be here all weekend, except for Saturday. I got to work early, right? I got to work early on Saturday, and then I want to get down there. I want to try to get there to the game, and then on Sunday, I ain't going to lie, y'all. I just don't know if it's a good idea if I should try. I got to work the Seahawks game. I got to be at Lumen Field at 8:15, right? Seahawks game starts 1:05, right? Mariners start at 5:05. I'll be cooked for work on Monday. So I told my wife, I said, I'm probably going to come home after the Seahawks game.
When else are you going to have this chance to go to both?
Don't make me feel bad, man. Now you're going to have me thinking about it. So I'm just going to be able to just say that I did.
Are you telling me you don't have enough energy to make it through?
Gee, you also said, I got to do the Seahawks game. No, you get to do the Seahawks game. Yeah. It is going to be electric in Soto this weekend.
Now, Manda, because you know what, Manda? You're right. What? I can see it now. I can see talking to my grandkids and telling them, well, look, let me tell you, back in my day, I went right from Lumen Field and I walked across the street to T-Mobile Park.
That'd be pretty cool.
Gee, I have a question here because we obviously want 4 wins over the weekend. We want the Sounders, Mariners to win both games. We want the Seahawks to win. I want to know what are specific things in those games that you want. Do you want a Cal home run? Do you want a walk-off win for the Mariners? Do you want a JSN hero game for the Seahawks? What are you looking for?
Here's what I am looking forward to. First, JSN. He's the best in the world. I always say that about him. I'm looking for JSN going over 100 yards receiving. I'm looking for Sam Darnold to throw 0 interceptions. I'm looking for Baker Mayfield, quarterback for the Buccaneers, to throw 2 interceptions. Make sure you guys record this because on Monday we're going to play it. I look for those having the Seahawk victory. And then on the Mariners side, this is what I look forward to. Do you guys remember? Like 2 years ago we were talking about Julio? We were talking about Julio and Julio's the Julio is going to be Seattle's Mr. October.
All right. Bold prediction.
Reggie Jackson.
Love it, G. G's coming up 9 to noon on the G and Ursula show. We have to check traffic now. Here's Sully.
And the heaviest drive up the Valley Freeway is looking at 50 minutes now from Puyallup to Renton through that 2.5-mile backup through the lane restrictions in Pacific. Once you're through it, it's a pretty good drive the rest of the way to Renton. But then you'll kind of hit it pretty hard there through the S-curves. 35 minutes now from Renton to Bellevue, so not exactly Friday light. Northbound I-5 through the Tacoma-Fife area up to 18, getting better. We're back down to about 22 minutes there, so only just a limited delay. 45 minutes then from Federal Way to Seattle. All of the brake lights there really at the north end of Boeing Field. Coming down from the north end, we're definitely seeing some slowing through the U District now on I-5. Give yourself 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle. 45 is also what you need from Everett down into Bellevue. Lake Bridges, we got about a 25-minute trip now on eastbound 90 across Mercer Island. This is going to be the last commute you're going to have to deal with that expansion joint work, unless they run into some issues. Let's hope they do not. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
May see a few sprinkles today, otherwise partly sunny by afternoon and 66. Right now it's 51 in Seattle.
Coming up, we head live to Soto, where Luke Ducey is talking to fans ahead of tomorrow's big playoff game. We'll also have the Mike McDonald preview of the Seahawks game on Sunday. That's coming up at 8:15 on KIRO News Radio.
My name is Jack Lamb. I'm the CEO and owner here at Aslan Brewing Company in beautiful Bellingham, Washington. We're an organic brewery, about 80 employees. I'm a member of AWB because I know that they're advocating for me as a business. One of the greatest benefits of being a member of AWB is AWB's health choice. It's amazing. I mean, it beats all the other competition, all the other quotes I get for my insurance. We look to Health Choice to round out that compensation package to truly make it sustainable for us long term. When we know we have to save a lot of our money to give back to the community, this helps us really inject worth and value into our employees. I feel like I can trust Health Choice because it's backed by AWB and because AWB has always been there for me.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. She and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
Cold is leaking and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
You've been wiring pounds to a second wife in London.
It's not what it looks like.
And here she is now.
Sure it isn't.
Hello, darling.
Elizabeth?
Did you know our husband used a bank instead of Wise to send you money?
What an imbecile.
Well,
See, even your secret wife knows that banks are slow and hide fees in overseas transfers.
those cheaters.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. They're faster and they don't hide fees.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
Fall is here, school is back in full swing, but can your bank keep up with your schedule? Well, WaFd Bank can, with free checking. Live your life and stick to your agenda without having to worry about minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees. WaFd has thousands of fee-free ATMs and more than 200 branches to serve you across 9 western states. Plus, WaFd Bank offers useful tools like voice-activated banking, so you can check your balance and make transfers between your WaFd accounts when your hands are full. And if you're like me, that's all the time. You'll also have access to free tools like online and mobile banking, bill pay, person-to-person payments with Zelle, plus mobile check deposit and full control over your debit cards to turn them on and off just in case they get misplaced. And when you open your account, choose from some great-looking debit cards to spend in style, including Seattle Kraken and Seattle Seawolves cards. So visit WaFdBank.com to open your account today and find out why they were awarded Best Bank by Newsweek 3 years in a row. With WaFd Bank, you are in control. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply. Member FDIC.
Hey man, gaining weight, low energy, lost drive? It could be your testosterone. Revive Men's Health Washington helps men get their edge back. Meet Tyler, Revive Men's Health Director of Operations.
When men start treatment, it's not just their labs that change. You see it in their posture, their energy, and how they walk into the room. That's why I do what I do.
Call 206-529-1111 now to book your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation. That's 206-529-1111. Or schedule anytime at ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Spike O'Neill here. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens gave me back the perfect vision I had up until a few years ago. Now, never need glasses again. Never developed cataracts. Been about 6 months since my RLE surgery. My vision is better than it's ever been in my life. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens, privately owned, no corporate shareholders or boardrooms. Dr. Sharp built his business on the principle of always strive to overaccomplish, never overprice. Call 425-451-2020 or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
Cars for Kids, your trusted charity for car donations, also accepts donations of boats, RVs, motorcycles, and real estate. Call today, 877-CARS4KIDS.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. Sentencing hearing going on now in New York for Sean Diddy Combs.
What I want to do with my freedom is, make sure that I can make change.
The court has seen a video from attorneys for the disgraced music mogul. CBS's Jerika Duncan has more on a letter to the judge.
This was his turn to say, I apologize for what I've done. I'm sincerely saddened by it. He recognized that he caused people hurt. He talked about his children, his 7 children, and saying that 4 of of those children lost their mother, Kim Porter, in 2018, and I am their only parent, and said that he wants to do better and he promised not to ever commit any more crimes.
Prosecutors are seeking 11 years in prison on the prostitution-related convictions. The U.S. Supreme Court says it will consider overturning a Hawaii law that imposes strict regulations on where people can carry guns.
The Hawaii law bans guns on private property unless the owner has specifically allowed them. It also prohibits guns in places including beaches, parks, and bars and restaurants that serve alcohol. The Trump administration claims the law violates a 2022 Supreme Court ruling that found people have a right to carry firearms in public under the Second Amendment. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
On day 3 of the government shutdown, the Trump White House takes some new action, as we hear from CBS's Nancy Cordes.
This morning, the White House announced that more than $2 billion in infrastructure projects in Chicago will be put on hold so that the administration can review the contracts. Just the latest announcement that's impacting a Democrat-led city and a Democrat-led state during this shutdown.
President Trump has set a Sunday deadline for Hamas to agree to a deal ending the war in Gaza. On social media, he warns all hell against the group if it doesn't. Police in the UK said today authorities may have shot 2 of the victims of yesterday's car and knife attack in Manchester, England, including one of the 2 people who died. There's an investigation after a massive fire at a Chevron refinery in El Segundo, California.
My coworker, he's like, look outside, it's like all orange. And then we just see this big explosion, and then we see all the fire just rising up. And it was just a crazy sight to see, honestly. It was bad.
Officials say the fire's contained and it's safe now. Taylor Swift's much-anticipated new album is out.
I heard you calling on the megaphone.
Kelly Keegs, who hosts a Swift podcast, likes it.
It was exactly as what was promised. It was something exciting. It was something upbeat. It was something unapologetic and honest and fun, and just, it feels like a weight off her shoulders.
This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com.
8:03 Friday morning. Let's check in with Chris Sullivan at the traffic desk.
And it is Friday light out there for most of our commuters today. A couple of spots a little slower than you might expect. One of them you should have expected, which is the northbound Valley Freeway 167 as you go up through Sumner into Pacific. Because of those lane restrictions, still have that solid 2-mile backup and about a 15-minute delay to get through. 50 minutes total from Puyallup to Renton, though, isn't a terrible number. And then Renton to Bellevue is about 35, so that looks relatively normal. The northbound I-5 drive does have some breaks up the hill towards 18. We did have an earlier crash up there right at the exit to 18. You need about 22 minutes to go from Tacoma to Federal Way. That's about 8 minutes slower than normal. And then Federal Way to Seattle is only 45, with 30 of those minutes from South Center. You really don't hit the brakes significantly until you get up right there at the north end of Boeing Field. Coming down from the north end, got a little bit more action south of Canyon Park down through Bothell, especially at 522. 45 minutes from Everett into Bellevue, about 40 from Everett to Seattle. Lake Bridges, not too bad in the westbound direction. There is some slowing through Montlake on 520. Eastbound I-90, though, definitely about a 10-minute drive slower than normal from Seattle to Bellevue because of the construction there on Mercer Island. This report brought to you by D.R. Horton. The D.R. Horton National Red Tag Sales event starts this Saturday and goes through October 18th. Visit a D.R. Horton community today or drhorton.com, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Good morning. It's Friday, October 3rd, 2025. Welcome to Seattle's Morning News. I'm Charlie Harger with Manda Factor.
And right now, the only thing roaring in Soto is the espresso machine. But fans have been telling KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey they are all in for tomorrow night's playoff game against the Tigers.
And he's live in Soto. Luke?
Hey, we now know the Mariners take on the Detroit Tigers in the American League Division Series starting tomorrow night. It's October baseball, folks. First pitch, 5:38. There is such a buzz here in this city, buzz down here at the stadium as well. There is a big poster that they just put up on the side of the stadium. It says, "Seize the moment" with a trident, and then it's got a countdown from 11 to 1 and then a World Series trophy. We need 11 wins. 11 wins to win that trophy. God, I think we're going to do it. I really do. I met a lot of great fans down here yesterday, including a mom and her son. Kristen was wearing an autographed City Connect Cal Raleigh jersey. How cool is that? And she is a lifelong fan.
It's above exciting. I've been a fan since I was a little kid. I remember their 2001 run and so many hopes and dreams for that season, and it just seems like it's been way too long.
Here's the other cool thing. She is taking her son Jameson to the game tomorrow to pass on that family legacy.
It's very awesome. Looking forward to when the Mariners win the World Series.
There you go, Jameson. And you know what else? They are looking forward to making some memories together.
It almost feels like it's meant to be for us this year, just because with Cal's magical season, I don't know. I just think it's all coming together. I hope.
Yeah, we all hope. It does feel like that, doesn't it? We have the greatest fans, I tell you. We have the greatest fans in the world. Game 2 is Sunday here at T-Mobile, right after the Seahawks play, or should I say beat, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers across the street at Lumen Field. So it's going to be a traffic nightmare down here. One thing that Sully mentioned, and I checked as well, you can reserve a parking spot down here on Spot Hero that starts at about $100. So every parking lot down here is going to be jam-packed. You have to get here hours early, and you're going to pay a lot of money. I think the bus is going to be the cheapest spot, if I were going to give you some advice. But I think the best advice usually comes from my daughter, 19-year-old in college. She usually tells me, Dad, just huck and pray. Whatever that means. I don't know. It just seems to work for her, though.
Huck.
Hey, tickets. Huck. Yeah, huck.
And
huck.
pray.
And pray. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Hey, tickets. You guys want tickets? Do you have tickets? You want tickets?
I was shopping this morning. Now they're at least $300.
Yeah, I saw $250 in the 300 level. It's $209 for standing room only, if you don't mind standing up in the outfield. That's not bad. Or if you were talking about crab legs and caviar, so if you want 2 ticks in the Diamond Club, I checked that out too. Pair of tickets, $2,000, not bad. God, that's
not
expensive.
bad.
But that would be fun.
Luke,
that would be fun.
one report, I think I counted 4 jinxes.
Oh no. Well, there's 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. There's 11 of them that I'm looking at this poster. So I'm sorry, Amanda. I'm sorry, but we'll
Little
see.
Jameson is adorable, but he did it too.
He did do it.
Amanda's paying
Great
attention.
legacy, Jameson. What a legacy, Jameson.
All right, Luke, we'll check in with you in about 20 minutes here. It's 8:08 on Seattle's Morning News. Seattle police have arrested 3 people accused of kidnapping a 39-year-old man.
KIRO 7 TV's El Thomas reports this started as a robbery in the Chinatown International District yesterday morning.
The victim told police 2 men and a woman offered him a ride from Spokane to the Seattle area for just $65. Well, instead of taking him to Redmond, they drove straight to Seattle. Then the driver turned, hit the man in the face with a gun, beat him up. They also stole $180 from him and a bag filled with medication and clothing. Police quickly found those suspects, arrested them. They are facing charges for robbery and kidnapping.
King County officials say the number of people leading police on chases is increasing at an alarming rate.
Through August, King County prosecutors have taken on 164 eluding cases, and the year isn't over yet. While last year, they saw 218 eluding cases for the entire year.
We have great investigators, we have great tools, and you are going to get apprehended and held accountable.
Deputies say there are far more chases than what actually makes it to court.
That's KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Well, here we are. We've made it to a Friday. One of the biggest sports weekends I can remember is upon us.
It really is. I'm so excited.
Playoffs are the Mariners are in a good spot with the Tigers, and we have the Seahawks, we got the Huskies, we got the Sounders, all sorts of stuff going on this week.
Starting next week, we'll have the Kraken, too.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's Manda. I'm Charlie. David Burbank is our producer, Katrina Gishard, our editor, and Nick Krasia is at the control room running the board and picking the music.
Coming up this hour of the show, the Mike McDonald preview. We're going to hear from the Seahawks head coach ahead of Sunday's game against the Buccaneers.
Plus, we'll have Consumer Man, Herb Weisbaum, with a look at the rising costs of homeowners insurance.
And KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden will round out the week with his weekend planner.
It's 8:10. A federal judge will hear arguments today on a request for a temporary restraining order to block troops from being used in the city of Portland. KXL's Heather Roberts has more.
Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield says his team was prepared to oppose the president's order before it even came down.
I think Oregon has been ready for this moment, not that we wanted this moment to come.
That hearing is scheduled for 10 a.m. Pacific time. If the Guard is deployed, their first stop will likely be Portland's ICE facility, where demonstrations continue. Protester Jack Dickinson believes the soldiers will be treated with respect.
I think the National Guard are people that have a real commitment to the oaths they take.
Heather Roberts for CBS News, Portland, Oregon.
Well, a big headache for drivers across Mercer Island is coming to an end. KIRO News Radio's Nate Connors takes a look at that and a few other projects that might be in your path this weekend.
We have a repeat from last weekend on Highway 18 through Auburn between Auburn Way South and State Route 167. The work is separated into 3 phases beginning tonight at 9, when all eastbound lanes of 18 will close between C Street and Auburn Way South through 2 p.m. Sunday. Now, during this window, the left lane on westbound 18 will also close for expansion joint replacements. The second phase closes all westbound lanes of Highway 18 at Auburn Way South as early as 7 a.m. through 9 p.m. on Sunday. At 2 p.m. Sunday, WashDOT will open the left lane on westbound 18, with all westbound lanes back open by 5 a.m. Monday. Now, there will be detours and police on hand to guide drivers around these closures. Further east on State Route 18, we have another detour at the I-90 interchange this weekend. The on-ramp to westbound 90 shuts down tonight at 9 through 5 a.m. Monday. Crews will be grading and prepping that ramp for its final configuration, along with ramp metering, guardrail installations, and landscaping. The detour sends drivers eastbound 90 to turn around at North Bend. Both directions of Seattle's downtown tunnel will close overnight for routine maintenance. This closure starts tonight at 10 through 6 a.m. Saturday. And this weekend, WashDOT will be wrapping up work on the East Channel Bridge. Before they clear the work zone, though, they'll need to close up to 3 lanes on eastbound 90 as they reconfigure and restripe the roadway. Those lane closures are scheduled Friday and Saturday between 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. Sunday morning, all lanes should be back open and we're back to normal across Mercer Island. You can find more info on these and other weekend projects at mynorthwest.com. Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
At 8:12, let's get a check on the weather. It's processed by State Roofing and Exteriors. Here's KIRO 7's Nick Allard.
A lot of fog this morning. We should see that fog lift, and we'll see increasing sunshine. Going to be a nice day, but then I also expect to see increasing clouds late in the day. So you have this window with some sunshine, but then, yes, you will find increasing clouds late. Highs will be in the mid-60s. Those clouds could lead to a shower or 2 overnight, but I think for the Mariners game tomorrow, we should be dry by then, or at least mainly. So we should be partly cloudy tomorrow. Highs also in the mid-60s. And then look for some sunshine on Sunday in the mid to upper 60s. Next week, going to find some 60s and 70s.
Right now in Seattle, we have partly cloudy skies. It's 52.
And it's 8:13. Time once again to check traffic. We do that every 10 minutes on the threes. What do you have for us, Sully?
Well, I could use a little help from my KIRO drivers. Hit me up on the text line, voice to text, have your passenger text. If you're in the Montlake area on either direction of 520, starting to see it bog down there right after the Montlake Avenue. Right there, probably on, I would say, on the Portage Bay side of things. So plan on just some slowing there in both directions. I could use a little help to see what it is. Speaking of the lake bridges, we do have about a 10 to 12 minute delay on eastbound 90 getting across Mercer Island. As we just heard from Nate there, they're continuing to wrap up that work on that expansion joint. Today it's about 25 minutes from Seattle to Bellevue. Northbound 167 still struggling up through the Pacific area because of the lane restrictions. 50 minutes on the drive for you. And then Renton to Bellevue is about 35. Drive up to 18 getting much better. Back down under 20 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way, probably closer to 18. So a pretty clean drive. And then Federal Way to Seattle's 45 with 30 of that from South Center. Coming down from the north end, 45 minutes or less, probably closer to 40 from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. So we're not doing badly or poorly out of the north end. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
All right, Swifties are showing their age. Here's KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gishard.
We all know Taylor Swift's 12th studio album dropped at midnight, but some of her fans are asking, who's George Michael? Swift gave Michael a writing credit on one of her 12 tracks. Michael's song of the same name, Father Figure, was released back in 1987. His estate issued a statement saying, "We are delighted," and had no hesitation when Swift and her team agreed to the association between two great artists.
I'm showing my age by telling you I can sing that song word for word.
Thank you, Katrina. It's 8:15.
Hear from the coach first.
Here we go, start fast! Here we go!
This is the Mike McDonald Preview.
Here's your host, Steve Rabel.
Mike, thanks again, as always, for taking a few minutes to chat. A little bit of a short week, the week before against Arizona, and then you get the benefit of that. On the back end, you have a few extra days. Is it kind of like a mini bye when you have a few extra days here? And how important is that for the players? Did they get some time off? And I'm sure you coaches were still in the office.
Yeah, it's critical. It's critical. You got to. It's some. The season is so long, and you only have one bye week. So, especially if you win coming after a game on Thursday, that's why it's so critical to get prepared, get your body right, so you can go play a great game. But regardless, that was a time for us to go kind of regroup, kind of refocus, come back on Monday and have a full week of preparation. But we were out of the office on Saturday and Sunday, and I think our group needed it, players and coaches included. So it was a great, quick 2-day break.
And so when you come back in on Monday to hit the ground running, what's the process? What are you looking at right away when you get in there?
Well, what's great is that we get to get right to work. You already put the last game to bed, which we did last Friday, and so you're kind of like almost more than a half day ahead of what you would normally be. So which is nice. And we did a little bit of a practice with our guys on Monday, which we normally don't do, but just to keep them fresh, get their legs back a little bit, going to another day off. And then we just start our process earlier. So, we're watching, we're getting together, working our early down plan, figuring out personnel, getting injury updates, all that type of stuff that normally happens on Mondays.
Unlike a full bye week, you don't have time to actually assess or kind of self-scout, do you? Or do you?
Yeah, you do. We got a lot of smart guys around here that can that pump out a bunch of info pretty quickly. So, and it's great. You can use that to your advantage and understand things that you need to improve on, and understand, hey, look, we maybe better in this area than we thought, and maybe there's a tendency here that we need to be able to fix that that could possibly get exploited, trying to avoid those type of things. So, yeah, it was great. It was great. Our guys did a great job. Coaches and analysts included came up with some great info.
Do you ever feel at any point like, okay, enough with I'm underwater here with all the info that you guys are giving us? Do you ever feel like there's too much?
No, Coach Jim Harbaugh, more is more. Now, what I appreciate is people in your area take ownership of it, and do the research, deep dive, go into a dark hole, try to figure it out, and then come back and you analyze it. You come up with the conclusions, you come up with suggestions, things like that, and then we can scrimmage it out on, wherever things that you've drawn, rather than just don't dump data on my desk and then tell me to figure it out. Like, no, I want our people to think critically and be solution oriented and that sort of thing.
Okay. I'll ask you a question that you may or may not be comfortable answering, but you look at the game against the Cardinals. The most rushing yards you had all season long, but you also had a fair number of those negative runs.
Yep.
Is it strictly physical? Is it the kind of thing that, okay, we just need to get a little better here? Or is it kind of what they did complicated what we were trying to do? And is that something that you reassess?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the answer is all the above. You got to give Arizona credit. It's a great front, and they do a great job schematically. But there's a little bit of high variance right now in our run game. We understand that, and so we just have to get more runs started. And I think it's all about the process going in. Just keep chiseling away at it, keep working our stuff. We're doing great things. We got great people, players and coaches. We just got to stick to our process.
Okay. You said earlier this week that you respect the Buccaneers. You see a lot of kind of the beliefs and principles, I think were the words that you used, in how they teach, what they do football-wise. How so?
Well, they play really hard, and they're a really competitive team. You can tell they're a connected team, which you respect, and that starts with their head coach, Coach Bowles, who has a great reputation, and he's played a lot of great defense throughout his career, and he has a heck of a track record as a head coach as well. I think their team right now is playing the best football that they've played in the last 3 years, and they've won their division the last 3 years as well. So I think they're headed in a strong direction, and that reminds me of us. We want to be tough, we want to be connected, we want to play hard, we want it to be shocking, we want it to pop off the tape, and they have guys that are playing really hard and physical, and they do a lot of great things schematically as well. So we have respect for them. It's a great challenge. But that's, we're trying to do everything we can to win the game at the end of the day. When they snap that ball, we're trying to impose, the Seahawks style of football.
Yeah. Mike, one final quick question. This Sunday, the franchise celebrates 50 seasons of Seahawks football. We also have the Mariners playoffs happening just at the same time. It's going to be a huge sports weekend. Do you ever kind of take 1 minute out of your busy day and just sort of pinch yourself and say, man, this is really cool. We're right in the middle of Seattle when everything is happening. And do the young guys understand how really big a deal this is to be a part of this sports scene in this town?
Well, I think you have to have gratitude for what you're doing. Otherwise, anxiety kicks in, and you got to be able to enjoy this whole process. I mean, that's what the whole thing is about. Like when we're done and we're talking tales years from now, hopefully. We're gonna go back to like these processes and the grind of the days going in, and then it's gonna be plays, but it's really just the times you spend together with one another. And so this is gonna be an awesome weekend for us. But I think it is important to take a step back at some point and have gratitude for how cool this weekend is. And I would say I think you need to stand caution to make it bigger than it is. We've taken on this mentality as a football team of every time we step on the grass, we're trying to go play our best brand of ball, and no matter the circumstance. And so, from the outside noise, you're going to say some things are bigger than others. I think that's a dangerous way to go. But I also think it's really important to have gratitude for the situation that we're in and how blessed we are with all these great opportunities and be around these great people and be in this awesome city and like awesome organization. I mean, those are things that you're always thinking about that you realize, man, this is a blessed life and this is a heck of a gig.
Well, I can tell you, I won't be here, but when they celebrate the next 50 years after this and you're still there, put in a good word for all of us who were around here for those early ones. Hey, really, best wishes. Good luck this weekend. Tampa Bay, we played them in 1976 down there. Blocked a field goal to win that football game, first ever in the history of the franchise.
I love that.
So let's win a big one for all.
If it comes down, if you told me that's how we're going to end it right now,
You'd take it
on the dotted line. That's right.
There you go. All right, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good luck.
All right, brother. See you later.
By the way, Mike McDonald was 8 when the Mariners first made the playoffs in 1995.
He's no longer 8, and we love him.
We do love him. So excited about that game on Sunday. Thanks to Steve Rabel and Mike McDonald for the Mike McDonald preview every Friday morning at 8:15.
Yeah, right now it's 8:23, and time for a check on traffic. Sully, take it away.
Yeah, I really want to thank Bonnie, who responded to my bat signal to let me know what's going on westbound 520. Right there at Montlake, we've got a stalled bus that is blocking the right lane there, right as you get off there, or would get on to westbound 520 heading over to I-5. So that's why we're hitting the brake lights there as you come across their Foster Island and working your way towards Montlake. Counting on about a couple of extra minutes there. In the eastbound direction of I-90, we've got a couple of minutes lost as well, trying to get across Mercer Island. That's for the expansion joint work. You're going to need about 25 minutes there to make that trip. That's about 8 minutes slower than normal. Northbound I-5, Federal Way to Seattle. Pretty clean drive all the way up until you get to about the north end of Boeing Field. Then you hit it pretty hard. Got about a 45-minute trip from Federal Way to Seattle with 30 of those minutes from South Center. Might have a little crash right near 520, right near the West Seattle Bridge. It might actually be on the ramp to I-5. I'll have more for you on that in 10 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, about 35 minutes. Behind that, the Valley Freeway is 50. All of the slowing there, 20 minutes worth of it as they're trying to get up through the lane restrictions in Pacific. Olympia to Tacoma is nice and easy, and then up the Fife Hill to 18 isn't too bad after a long-term crash. Give yourself about 18 minutes from Tacoma to Federal Way, which is faster than most days. Out of the north end, 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports on the FM dial, 97.3 HD2.
We're looking for highs in the mid-60s today. Occasional showers through tomorrow morning. We'll dry out by the afternoon for the Mariners game, and we should be partly sunny on Sunday as well, so roof open both days. Right now in Seattle, it's 50 and sunny.
And coming up, consumer man Herb Weisbaum will join us to break down why homeowners' insurance rates are skyrocketing. That's coming up on Seattle's Morning News.
KIRO Newsradio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO Newsradio. 97.3 FM, powered by MyNorthwest.com.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. When it comes to the technology that the IRS is using, they're updating systems that haven't been updated in decades. And while that might sound great for them, it's usually bad for the taxpayer who owes.
It is, and their systems, unfortunately, they're just legacy systems. If you try to make an inquiry on some things, it's like you got to know how to use programming language to find it. But they are working on updating that system, and I hope that really they do, because they'll serve us better, the taxpayer better, and get things done quicker. The other thing they're doing is AI, just like every organization. So they're already using it to some extent to put in profile of certain things that they want to look for in a taxpayer and find those people and go after them or see what's going on, why they're not getting their money.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 for Kids.
1-877 for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home.
by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event this Saturday, October 4th through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event starting this Saturday. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here. Get organized early with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 8:30. 33 hours and 7 minutes until first pitch. The Mariners playing postseason baseball, and the city is alive with excitement.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is down at T-Mobile Park, where the M's will take on the Detroit Tigers in the ALDS beginning tomorrow night. Luke, good morning. You were in Soto yesterday, too, right?
I was down here, and I tell you, there was a buzz yesterday. There's an excitement and a buzz today. I love that you've got the countdown clock going. That's got me excited now. Mariners are taking on the Detroit Tigers. I watched that game yesterday, too. They're going to be here tomorrow night, like you said, 5:30. First pitch, 5:38, right on the dot. This is nationally televised. Big game. Yesterday, like you mentioned, I was down here, and I met the most amazing, the best fans down here. From day one, Holly knew October baseball was coming.
I said it opening day. Everybody laughed at me.
Well, no one's laughing at you now, Holly. Nobody's laughing at you. Tatsunori traveled here all the way from Japan.
Very exciting, yeah. Very good season for Mariners and Carl Lally and every player, too.
But Steven is now officially my personal hype guy.
They got the mojo right now, so they're living that, and they're giving everybody of Seattle or Mariner fans the experience of having that mojo back.
Got the mojo back. Seize the moment. Game 2 is here Sunday at 5, right after the Seahawks play the Tampa Bay Bucks right across the street at Lumen Field. Hey, you can still get tickets to the Mariners games. We've been checking those out. Amanda, I know you found some for about $300, around $250 in the 300 level. Lowest I've seen, $209, standing room only, if you don't mind standing up in the outfield. That's not a bad place to watch the game. As for tips, I've been giving you tips every half an hour, or trying to, on how to beat the traffic nightmare that's going to be down here between these two stadiums, especially on Sunday. Here's my final tip. All right, you ready? Number 1, be cool. Number 2, let people merge. And number 3, just figure it out. Go Mariners. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
All right, Luke, we look forward to having your happy reports next week, too. Before we get to traffic, just real quick, it is government shutdown day 3. President Trump is raising the stakes by threatening mass firings that could begin today. Here is CBS's Nancy Cordes.
Typically, shutdowns don't lead to layoffs, but President Trump is saying that this situation gives him an unprecedented opportunity to slash government agencies, especially the ones that Democrats care about the most. White House officials tell us the first wave of layoffs could be announced today.
And the Trump administration just canceled $1 billion in funding for 11 Washington state projects. Democratic Congresswoman Susan Del Bene calls it political revenge for not voting for Trump. But the Energy Department says these projects were not economically viable and wouldn't give taxpayers a good return.
Traffic on the 3s. Let's head over to the traffic desk with Chris Sullivan.
And one more tip that Luke didn't get to. Just got to confirm, Sound Transit will be running Sounder service. Special Sounder service not only Sunday, which is normal, but Saturday. Both days. Details are going to come out on when the trains are going to leave from the south end and the north end. But that is a very good way to try to make that happen, especially if you're coming down from the north. That's a beautiful trip right along the water there. So just keep that in mind. As for our drive right now, again, we're dealing with this stalled bus, which is causing the slowing on westbound 520, getting into and through the Montlake area. give yourself a couple extra minutes there to get up to I-5. It's in the right-hand lane. Going in the other direction, not bad. On eastbound I-90, we're still struggling across Mercer Island through that expansion joint work. Might also be a crash there on the west tip of Mercer Island on eastbound 90. I'm checking into that, but right now it's probably about 25 minutes to go from Seattle over to Bellevue, so behind schedule by about 8 minutes. Rented to Bellevue's picking up the pace down to about 30 minutes now, so picked up 5 minutes there. Still struggling through Pacific, but we've also picked up 5 minutes on the Valley Freeway, 45 from end to end. 45 as well from Federal Way to Seattle, with 30 of that from South Center. Out of the north end, about 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, so that's pretty good. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
Forecast looks like we'll have a few sprinkles today, not a rain out by any stretch of the imagination. The showers into early tomorrow morning. By the afternoon, partly cloudy and dry for the games. We expect to have it be mostly sunny on Sunday with a high of 65. Right now in Seattle, it's 52 at 8:35.
Seattle's tradition for news and conversation. This is Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor.
Well, the cost of homeowners insurance is soaring, forcing millions of people to cut back on their coverage or go without, putting their most valuable financial assets at risk. Why is this happening, and how can you lower your premiums?
Consumer man Herb Weisbaum has been investigating. He's a contributing editor at checkbook.org who joins us every Friday in the 8 a.m. hour. So, Herb, what'd you find?
Well, we found that while a lot of things are going up in this country, homeowner insurance policy premiums are going up way higher, way faster than the overall inflation rate. Between 2021 and 2024, and these are government statistics, overall inflation rose about 11%. The average homeowner's policy went up 24%. So a big difference there. And to put a number on this, according to a recent survey by the Consumer Federation of America, the average annual premium for a homeowner with mid-range credit and a $350,000 replacement policy is $3,300 a year. That's a lot of money. The industry attributes the skyrocketing rates to things like climate-related, all kinds of disasters that we see weather-related, to labor costs going up, to material costs going up, and lawsuits that are being filed against them. Consumer advocates say greed has a lot to do with this. They accuse the industry of taking advantage of all this climate-related weather to boost their rates much higher than they should be.
Herb, you noted in your checkbook story that consumer groups are shining the light on another trend, and that is insurance companies are lowballing payouts. Tell us more.
Yeah, that's what they're claiming is being done. They say significantly, and they say it's happening with all sorts of weather events, whether it's damage from hail or whether it's a hurricane damage or the wildfires that are now taking place in California, or were taking place in California. Victims in California have been complaining for months now that their insurance companies just won't settle at anywhere near what they have an estimate that house that they need to get that house back in shape again, or fixed or repaired or whatever. And for the Consumerpedia podcast I just did that dropped yesterday, I spoke to a woman who was a victim of one of those fires. She was lucky in that her house didn't burn. It was only filled with toxic smoke. Well, the smoke left behind all kinds of toxic metals that have to be cleaned out of there, such as lead and nickel, things you don't want in your house. Her insurance company, State Farm, told them it's just smoke damage. Get some wet wipes and some buckets and mops and vacuums and clean it up and you'll be just fine. The independent inspector came in and said, you can't live in here. Everything has got to be taken out and cleaned. It's all loaded with this toxic gunk. The estimate that from the cleaner was $300,000. State Farm settled this for $70,000. This is not the only person who's complained about State Farm. One of the consumer groups down there in the California area says State Farm is the worst when it comes to lowballing claims. Checkbook contacted them several times and did not get any response to any of this.
The price you gave of like $3,300 a year, Herb, that's $300 a month, basically, more or less. How do we deal with these increasing prices? What are your tips?
Well, the number one tip Checkbook has is shop around and do it at least every couple of years and maybe every year, which is what I do with rates going up so significantly. The best way to substantially lower your insurance premium is to shop around and see if you can get coverage at a cheaper price. Yes, they say they love you as a customer and they're giving you a little loyalty discount maybe, but that is nothing compared to what you can do if you shop around. We found that homeowners in the Puget Sound area can save somewhere between $500 and $1,500 if they shop around for a new insurance policy. Other things that will bring the cost down a little bit are things like raise your deductible. That's one thing you could do. You could also bundle policies. You'll get a discount for having your homeowners and your car insurance with the same company. And then ask for what kind of discounts they have. Are there discounts for affinity groups like AARP for having smoke detectors, smoke alarms, sprinklers, that sort of thing. But the number one thing you can do to lower your premium, and I had mine shopped last year, and my insurance agent saved us, Deb and I, $1,000 in our homeowner and auto policy that were bundled, $1,000 for the next year, and we got better coverage. It's really worth doing it.
We're just about out of time, but is it easy to comparison shop online?
You can do it online, no problem whatsoever. We use a broker because I think there's somebody working for me, and they're also there if there's a problem. Once we had a problem with a tree fell on my car, and the insurance company said, Mr. Weisbaum, we don't do a yard work. No, the tree's on the car. We got to remove the tree before we get the car to the insurance inspector. And they said, no, we don't. And the agent called them up and said, you're going to remove the tree from Herb's car, and then he can take the car to get it appraised. So yeah, it's nice to have somebody in your corner like that.
All right. Well, Herb, where can we find out more?
You can read this story at checkbook.org, and you can listen to this podcast, including a lot with this victim in California, at consumerpedia.org.
Thanks for getting all dressed up and joining us, Herb. If you're watching the live feed, Herb's wearing a shirt and tie.
Where's your Mariners hat, for heaven's sakes, Herb?
Okay. Mess up this beautiful bouffant. Are you kidding me?
Well, we appreciate it. Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here on Seattle's Morning News. Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
I may have another potential tip for parking getting to the games this weekend. That'll be coming up next.
Imagine homes so well designed and so luxurious, they'll be setting the standard for decades. You're imagining a Mainview home. Now imagine a Mainview home on sale, saving $50,000 to $120,000.
Isn't that what Brett and Amy bought?
Yeah, it's a Mainview, and they saved a bundle.
What are you doing?
Looking at the Mainview website. It's now or never.
What's better than a Mainview home? A Mainview home on sale. Mainview communities across the Puget Sound.
Hey, it's John Curley with some great news. If your home's heating or cooling is uneven, noisy, or expensive, listen up. The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System from Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. It gives you room-by-room control and next-gen efficiency, so you're only heating where you need it. That means real comfort and real savings, and every quilt system qualifies for max tax credits. Trusted for 50 years. Call the comfort people today at homecomfortalliance.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
8:43, Chris Sullivan at the traffic desk, and you had a tease just a moment ago.
Yeah, about a potential way to save some money and have a less hassle going to the games. Again, I cannot independently confirm this as of yet, but our good friend Michael in Puyallup hit me up on the text line. And you're going to have to do some research on your own to check this out.
And if you can't trust the text line, who can you trust?
Yeah, well, I happen to trust our texters, but you're right. I know what you're saying. As he wrote, potential parking secret for those with military IDs. Park at the Coast Guard facility just southwest of the stadiums off Alaska, and it's free. I'm not sure if I just gave away everybody's military ID hack out there or if that's really true. But I'd check into it if I'm looking to go to a game and I've got a military ID.
That's, we always say thank you for your service. This is like a very lucrative thank you for your service.
Yeah, except for the people who now you do that every game and are now like, hey, where'd all my parking go? But anyway, check into that. Looking at our drive now, we do have some unusual slowing on westbound 520 because we have a conked out bus just after the Montlake interchange that's been blocking the right lane. So plan on a little bit of slowing there. Also seeing some eastbound slowing in the same general area. So a little bit of slowing in and out of Montlake. Going across the lake on I-90, westbound is great. Eastbound slow across Mercer Island because of the construction work. Rented to Bellevue's back under a half an hour, which is great. And the Valley Freeway looks great out of Pacific. You still have to deal with that 15-minute delay going through Pacific because of the lane reductions, 45 overall. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems. Up the hill to 18's looking pretty decent. You don't hit the brakes on I-5 till you're up past the north end of Boeing Field, under 45 minutes to Seattle. And out of the north end, 40 to 45 from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, which isn't too bad. This report brought to you by Global Credit Union. Members enjoy no-fee accounts, early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org.
Nothing threatening weather-wise today, maybe just a sprinkle or two, but then we'll see partly sunny skies by afternoon, 66. Tomorrow looks great. Isolated showers early on, but partly sunny again by afternoon, 64. And Sunday, mostly sunny and 66. It's 51 in Seattle right now.
Manda, you haven't read the lead into Katrina's story, have you?
No, but I'm about to.
I'm going to have you read it cold.
Cue the drama. This Saturday marks 35 years since Beverly Hills 90210 first hit our screens.
35 years, Manda.
35 years. Oh, my goodness. Katrina, take it away.
All right. From heartbreaks to hallway showdowns, the iconic teen show redefined the 90s.
Wow. Just look at all of you. Everyone looks just... What? Kelly, you're wearing... What? What is it? Well, it's such a beautiful dress. It's so beautiful. Oh, my God. Brenda, how could you?
In case you didn't catch on, Brenda and Kelly were wearing the exact same dress.
No.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. The series is being restored, though, in 4K to get a clear look at all the 90s fashion and drama. It'll be available to stream on October 20th.
I think I'm good.
I was in high school at the time that was on. It was at its peak of popularity, and we'd created a sign inside the high school that said Edmonds Woodway 98020.
Oh, that's funny.
That's cute.
That's all I got. Thank you, Katrina. It's 8:46. Coming up, Paul Holden is here with a weekend planner.
Many retirees are enjoying the retirement lifestyle, but not the high cost of living. We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, who says a reverse mortgage may provide some stress relief.
If you're struggling with your mortgage payments or other bills, or maybe you just like some extra money, a reverse mortgage allows you to tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You've worked hard to build up that equity in your home. Now let it work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Hey, Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp, owner of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Dr. Sharp, I keep getting questions from our listeners. When's the right time to have this procedure? My eyes are changing. Should I wait until they're done changing?
Well, I always tell patients, do it now. Don't wait, whatever age you are. And that's part of the mission of Sharp Vision, is that whatever age you are, whatever prescription you have, we try to find a procedure that works for you. When you're young, LASIK and PRK are great procedures. As we get older, the refractive lens exchange becomes more appealing because that can fix whatever glasses prescription, whether you're farsighted, nearsighted, or have astigmatism, and it fixes it permanently so you don't develop cataracts, and it allows you to see near without glasses.
Do what I did. Schedule a consultation to learn everything you need to know from the best Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. 425-451-2020, or go online to sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E-vision.com.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business.
It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
A men's health moment with Revive Men's Health. Low testosterone doesn't just drain your energy, it can change how you feel about yourself. Revive Men's Health uses advanced lab testing and proven treatments to help guys feel stronger and more confident. Learn more at revivemenshealth.com.
Hey, it's Brock Heward. My family did it, and it saved us thousands. You got to do it. Take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It's free. See how much First Mark can save you and how much better coverage you can get. They work for you. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show. Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Who's the maniac?
Am I supposed to answer that?
Yes.
All right, the landing gear is down. We are on the final approach here and about to land a Friday edition of Seattle's Morning News.
All right, Paul Holden is here with your weekend planner. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a totally chill, nothing's going on, and real boring weekend this weekend, right? No, that's far from the case. Let's dive into all the fun here.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
What?
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
Of course, downtown Seattle is going to be bustling with all the sports this weekend. Mariners playoffs. The Hawks are in town celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football, and the Sounders are here as well. But I wanted to start with a question for you all here. What is your go-to Halloween event? Like when this time of year rolls around, what's something you look forward to? Because I got a list of some that we're going to go through because the Halloween events are starting this weekend.
Oh,
Haunted houses, the corn mazes, all
Pumpkin
that
patches.
stuff.
Yeah,
yes,
pumpkin
all
patch.
that good stuff.
Always pumpkin patch and apple cider donuts now. This is a thing in the last 5 years. Every place now has their own apple cider donut, and I got to get every single one of them.
Sully and I are looking at each other. Sounds good.
It's just like an apple type
I just like
donut
Halloween
with
night.
a bunch of cinnamon sugar on it.
Hearing the kids responding to my decorations.
Oh, that's right. You got a good display. Well, just to give you a list of some things that are starting this weekend, the Haunted Woods at Maris Farms in Buckley, the Haunted Forest of Maple Valley at Royal Arch Park. I like this one's pretty good. Stalker Farms at Stalker Farms. That's always pretty good up there in Snohomish. Down here in Seattle, the Georgetown Morgue, the Haunted House, that is opening. Booville and Fright Fest at Wild Waves is going on as well. But if you're looking for something maybe a little bit more low-key to start off your Halloween fun, there's a Halloween pet parade at Volunteer Park on Sunday. So there will be prizes, live music, food trucks, and more. So you want to bring your pets in their best costumes. And I've been kind of following this usually when I do the weekend events. The Festal program at the Seattle Center, they're focusing on Croatia. So if you want to learn about the food culture and people of Croatia, that's going to be going on there. And wanted to highlight a couple of events for the kids this weekend. The Fife Harvest Festival has everything your kids need for a day full of fun, including bouncy houses, carnival games, face painting, a petting zoo, and a kids' tractor maze. I don't know if that means the kids get to drive a mini tractor or something through a maze, but it could be fun.
Check it out.
Yes, the Fife Harvest Festival is Saturday from 10 to 4. And then down in Lacey, it is a Children's Day, and they are bringing the world of video games to life with this year's theme. They were talking about an obstacle course that's like Mario Kart and a couple of other games like Just Dance and their Dance Dome. That's going on at Hunthammer Park from 11 to 2 on Saturday. And then I'm excited. I'm going to be going up and checking out the Great Pumpkin Beer Festival there at the Elysium Brewing there up on Capitol Hill. That one's sold out. That's why I didn't want to bring it up because, sorry, it's sold out.
Cool thing, you can't go.
So much cool stuff. But I do want the listeners out there, please tell me what's going on this Halloween. I want to know pumpkin patches. I want to know about all the cool stuff that's going on because I think this is kind of like the holiday season with a whole bunch of stuff going on.
I just looked at the calendar. It's a Friday night. Halloween is on a Friday.
Halloween is a Friday night as well. So, it is a perfect month
for spooky fun. So let me know.
I promised Bill, the bus driver, that we would mention Salmon Days in Issaquah,
Yes,
too,
that was
which
also
is always super fun.
Yes, salmon. That's actually if you want more details about Salmon Days, you can find them at mynorthwest.com. That was one of our events that we covered there, so you can check that out there.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Time to check traffic one last time with Sully.
Hack confirmed. Just check the U.S. Coast Guard site. It's true. And it's true. Yes, you can park for free.
I thought he was
down
talking
there.
about me.
No, be there with a military ID from, let's see here, from 800 hours to 2,200 hours. That's 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. for the non-military people. But then why would you know that? Because you don't have a military ID to get in. So anyway, hack confirmed to park for free down by the stadiums at the Coast Guard spot there. Well, it looks like we have cleared the westbound stalled bus in Montlake, which has been causing some problems on 520. We do have a crash on eastbound I-90 now, about the middle of Mercer Island, which is adding a little bit of slowing. 25 minutes from Seattle to Bellevue, plus you have the expansion joint work. Rest of the map is definitely calming down. I mean, we have a 15-minute delay getting through the lane restrictions in Pacific, and then after that, it's a clean drive up to Renton. Renton to Bellevue's a half an hour. Back under 45 from Federal Way to Seattle, and out of the north end, closer to 40 from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Maybe a sprinkle here and there this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny by afternoon and 66 today. Tomorrow, isolated showers, partly sunny by afternoon, 64, and lots of sunshine Sunday and 66. 51 in Seattle right now.
It is the G and Ursula show on tap. Fresh Friday. G is driving solo today, so be sure to weigh in on the text line, 888-973-5476.
Contractors and heavy equipment operators, get ready for a big one. The James D. Murphy Company brings you the huge Marysville Heavy Equipment, Contractors Equipment, Trucks, and Vehicles online auction. And bidding is underway now. On the auction block, 10 excavators, including a 2021 Komatsu PC88MR and a 2018 Komatsu PC238, a 2017 Komatsu WA320-8 wheel loader, a 2003 John Deere 770 OCH motor grader, plus 4 backhoes, 3 reach lifts, and 4 boom lifts. There's 5 dump trucks, including a 2015 Peterbilt 367 Super Solo and 2 Western Star quad-axle roll-off trucks, and much more. Preview all equipment Tuesday, October 7th and Wednesday, October the 8th, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at our Marysville yard, 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Get all details now at murphyauction.com. That's murphyauction.com.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. Rain has finally returned to the Salish Sea, and while that's cooling down the weather, whale sightings are as hot as ever. Naturalists from Puget Sound Express report that the T123, T46B, and T60 families of Biggs orcas have been busy hunting seals this past week, and whale watchers have been thrilled to see the newborn calf in the T46B1 family. Humpback and minke whales are also in abundance, gulping down large quantities of fish before resuming their Pacific Ocean migrations. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers daily guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds. These half-day tours are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Puget Sound Express also offers tours out of beautiful Port Townsend and Port Angeles on the Olympic Peninsula. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is absolutely free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything! The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu!
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
My name is Jonas Khan. I'm the founder and chairman of Carbitex. We're based here in Kennewick, Washington. We focus on the testing, development, and manufacturing of flexible carbon fiber composites. And we have about 50 people here in Washington. Operating a business in Washington State has a whole host of challenges. We're an AWB member because as a small and medium-sized business, AWB is able to handle so many aspects of state and federal regulations and changes that we don't have the resources to focus on. And of course, being able to take advantage of Health Choice has been a huge help for Carbotex. As we're structuring our compensation package for our employees who are coming on board, a cornerstone of that is health insurance. Not just any health insurance, it has to be high quality, easy to use, a great network, and we have that with Health Choice. And that's just been extremely helpful for us.
If you're looking for a great health plan for your employees, visit ProPointServices.com. Health Choice Trust is offered through the Association of Washington Business and powered by Primera Blue Cross.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.